Hello everyone, welcome to D&D Favoured class. This is Techno the editor here. I just wanted to add a little disclaimer before we begin. I am so sorry about some of these technical errors that happened in the recording. They were my fault and also the part of Skype, which we are using for the D&D game at the moment. Some of those technical errors being a YouTube video playing in the background by accident, as well as Skype acting up for some of the members, including myself, and it was really odd, but it will be corrected, and next time, promise, won't happen again. If it does, blame me. Anyways, thank you so much, and here we are, the D&D favorite class. Enjoy!
So, okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to D&D Favoured class, and the overarching campaign, Redemption. Let us begin. Time is an illusion. When sleep takes hold of you, time becomes fluid, and what could be nothing more than an hour of rest feels like days within a dark abyss. When you have no sense of reference, no inkling of the world around you, time just stretches on. Memories. Memories stretch through all of your heads. Memories of tavern brawls, memories of violence, memories of fire, memories of anger, of rage, of sorrow. Memories cloud your vision until they too, like the concept of time, fade. Your eyes open, and you are met with darkness. The faint noises of carts can be heard bumbling along road. Wherever you are, it's moving, and moving at a steady pace. The floor is cold and wooden, as are the walls you are against. Hands are bound, and the feeling of cold steel clamped around your ankles. You are awake, and you are afraid. Okay, so, starting with Rain, what do you want to do?
Quick question, how did we get fucking in trouble that fast?
For that moment, do a intelligence check, everybody. So, to do this, roll your d20, add any intelligence modifiers you have, and let me know the number. I will start with... Let me know when you're ready, and I will start round and see what you can remember.
And so we're doing the D20?
D20, that's correct.
Okay.
The intelligence modifier, yeah.
Yes, that's correct.
Yep.
So...
Oh! Can we just hit roll and is there a modifier on it?
No, you just hit the roll button and then you look at your character sheet and add the modifier.
Oof! Alright.
I have gotten a 24.
Oh,
I've gotten 20.
One second. Remember,
Yep.
one second.
One at a time.
Mori, what have you got?
5.
5, okay. Is that with your modifier added on?
Modifier.
It's your intelligence modifier, which I can't remember what your number is.
It's +1.
Okay, so is that a 6 then?
No, +0, sorry.
Oh, +0, so 5. Camille and Vanto?
20.
20. Hoot?
A 6, and that's with the modifier.
Okay. Opalzine?
24.
24. Archiata?
So like, my intelligence was at 20, but then the dice rolled a 7.
No, it's the modifier below it. So that's +5, so it's 7 + 5, that's 12.
Okay.
Okay, Mina?
14.
14, and Cordy?
I got a 17 with a modifier of 1, so that's an 18.
18, Doki then. Archiato, Mina, Poot, and Mori, you have no idea how you got into this position. You have vague memories of the night before of going towards a tavern, and then everything's a bit of a blur, and you can't remember.
Oh, that explains a lot!
Which is confusing for you, Mori, because you can't process alcohol, so you're not sure how you've forgotten.
Oh my god.
That being said, Miriam Vanto, Opalzine, and Cordelia, you remember each having gone to a separate tavern and drinking well, even if it was something non-alcoholic. You remember drinking, and then you remember someone in the bar started a fight. You can't remember who, but someone started a fight and it got a bit out of hand. And then you remember the guards turning. And that's all you remember. So, having said that, Rain, what are you going to do? You can feel yourself in this wooden floor. It is dark, but since I think you have dark vision, you can make out that there are 9 other figures in this area with you.
I ask, what's going on?
Just what's going on?
What's up,
yeah.
my dudes?
Amir and Vanto, what are you doing?
Next. My hands are bound, aren't they?
They are. That is correct.
What are they bound with?
They are bound with rope.
Rope. Are the guards looking?
You do not seem to see any guards in here.
No guards. I try to slip out of the ropes.
Okie
By my
dokie,
hands.
happy to do that. Just going to basically just sleight of hand that then.
Sleight of hand, which
Yep.
is 5.
So roll,
What do I roll?
roll your d20 and add your sleight of hand modifier to it.
Total of 20.
Okay. Not bad. You are actually slowly getting your hands out of the rope. It's not perfect yet, but your hands are starting to make their way out. With another turn or so of shifting, you'll be able to do it. But you are in the process of removing your hands from your rope.
Awesome.
Okie dokie then. Mori, what are you doing?
Yep.
You're awake. You can... you've got dark vision as well, haven't you?
Yeah.
You can see that there are 9 or so other figures in this room, and you can also hear someone asking, you know, was it, what did you ask again, Rain? It was...
What's going on?
You hear someone ask, what's going on?
Can I detach my hand from my body?
Jesus.
No. As a
Okay.
skeleton, no, you cannot detach random bones from yourself. It
Okay.
will hurt you as much as you did in real life.
Can I look around, see who's here?
Yes, just do a perception check for me, so d20 plus your perception modifier.
Okay, perception.
Like, so people who are listening to this know, we don't all have dice, so we're using a virtual dice roller, and we're all, like, on a fucking code of honor for, like, you know, telling the truth.
Tell the
Yeah,
truth, because
tell
I'm
the
trusting.
Motherfuckers.
But
Trust in
because
you.
if we lie, it's not gonna be funny. I'm
Okay.
sorry. Where's my perspection?
Perspection.
It's in your skills.
My skills.
It's on the first page of your thing.
Character sheet, yeah.
Oh. There's nothing in there.
Okay, do you have proficiency in it? 1 second. I will look at your character sheet, because thankfully, I am the nice GM who decided to keep copies of people's character sheets, so if issues came up, I could sit there and go, yes, you can do that, or...
I mean, you're playing with a bunch of fucking beginners. This is gonna happen.
Yeah, sorry, okay. Since you have proficiency, your modifier is +2. So what did you roll, Mari? Mari, what did you roll?
Jade?
I said 18.
Okay, 18. Is that with your modifier added on? I presume yes.
I'm sorry. There's a lot of noise.
Sorry, did you add your +2 modifier to that 18?
No, so it's
Okay,
20.
so 20. Okay. In the room, in this little wooden area, which you can safely deduce is some form of cart, you can see 2 fair-skinned creatures that you guess to be Asimar with that 20. You can see a little bird-type creature that you can deduce as a Kenku. You can see a heavily chested female human. Strange, but while they're clearly human, they have sort of scales creeping up and around sections of their body. You also spot 2 tieflings, both radically different from each other. You spot a tabaxi cat person, and you also spot a dirty blonde-haired man with a straggly grey beard and a big, hulking half-orc with a protruding chest. And at the far back, you can see a very dark-skinned woman with pointy ears and a shock of white hair in form of dreadlocks, with their hands, wrists, and mouth bound.
Whatever
Hmm.
she did, she'd obviously. Oh, whoa.
Oh, whoa.
So, now you've had a look around. Is there anything else you're going to do?
Can I answer to Rain?
Yes, you can.
I don't know.
Rains or Mina, you hear the voice of, like, I don't know, and you turn and see, and it's a skeleton.
I scream.
Hello there.
Glorious.
There is that moment. Moving over to Cordelia, what do you want to do? You've heard our cries for what's going on here, and then a voice going, I don't know, and you screams as you turn to look to the voice who spoke second and see it's a fucking skeleton. You also spot that there are...
Well, that's not
lots of-
something you see every day, huh? Fuck. Can I, like... I'm trying to think of, like, that cool move where people put their, like, their hands, like, underneath their body. Like, when their wrists are tied.
Okay, so you're trying to basically sort of shift your hands from in front of you to behind you, or...
Oh, they're in front of us? Or
They're
where
in front
where
of
is
you.
it?
They are in front of you.
They're bound in front of us, okay.
Bound in front of you, yeah.
Let's examine the ropes. Or
Okay.
whatever's tied us up.
That's an investigation roll.
So, D20?
D20 plus your investigation modifier, if you have one.
14, and... It says 1 on investigation?
Okay, so you add 1 to that. So it's 15.
15, yeah.
You can see it's incredibly well-made rope. It's not thick, it's quite thin, and it's been wrapped around your hands several times and around your wrists. Getting out of them would cause a bit of difficulty for you, judge, as best as you can see. But it's been very tightly bound around your hands. It's not a case of someone's half-assed this. They've taken deliberate care to try and bind your hands as best they can.
Anyone have, like, a fucking hidden knife on them or something? We can get rid of this easily.
Okay, well, 1 second.
I have fangs.
Well, that
And
could work.
horns.
If you're willing to bite in the rope.
Having said that, Hoot. Your manacles and rope are much smaller. So what you doing?
I'm assuming that we're bound pretty tight, so...
Yeah.
When Poot comes to, she's a little startled.
Okay, you've
So
heard
she-
the voices of what's going on and people going, what's going on here? I don't know. Oh, God! They don't have a hidden knife. I'm like, I've got teeth.
Poot tugs on the rope to see how tight it is. Is that
Okay. That'll be... Yeah, do a insight check.
Okay, and I'll roll a d20 for that.
Yeah, D20 plus your insight.
What is my insight? I don't see it on here. I apologize.
It's on your skills. It's alphabetical.
It is a +4, and I rolled a... so it's a total of 18.
Okie dokie. Yeah, you can tell that they are pretty firmly bound around your hands, and if you had a knife or a sharp implement, you could certainly start trying to cut away at them. Or if you were dexterously minded, you could attempt to try and wriggle your hands out of it, though you imagine it would take a little while.
Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do next.
That's fine. So what do you want to do?
I try to wriggle out of them.
Okay, that will be a sleight of hand check. D20 again, plus your sleight of hand modifier, if you have one.
Oh no. Plus the modifier, it's a 10.
Okay,
Ooh.
you're trying to struggle your hands out of it, but the nature of it being slightly a bit smaller and the way your hands are done in such a way that you can't quite get your hands out. So you are currently wriggling about with your hands bound. Archiato,
Alright.
you're awake, you're bound, you've heard all the questions going around, these cries of terror. Do you have dark vision?
Yes, it says 60 feet.
Yep, so you can see that there are tieflings, there are humans, Kenku, Asamar, and a skeleton.
I think I'm going to talk to them and say, if anybody can get me out, I'll let everybody else out because I've got claws.
Okay,
Or
that question is opened up to everyone. That you hear the Tabaxi speaking, going, "Can anyone get me out? Because then I'll get everyone else out."
Okay, so we should probably all move together because the tabaxi is claws and we don't know if they're covered, so we can probably use the claws to cut ourselves out and then get them out. Does that sound like a plan?
I
Excellent.
actually have a counter argument to this situation, if you'd be willing to listen.
Okay, Opalzine, what do you want to do? Talk away.
I would just like to talk real quick.
Yep. Okay.
Perhaps-
The human
oh.
is now. As I was saying, the human has suddenly popped up with the dragon scales. Go on.
Perhaps instead of trying to escape, we should try to remember what happened first. I remember drinking some wine at a bar. There was a fight, and then it got out of control. Does anyone else remember that?
Yeah.
Oh man. Bar,
Who imitates
chicks,
the
good
sound of
time,
the glass
wake up here.
breaking?
Okay, in that moment, you see the little bird start perfectly imitate the sound of glass breaking.
So, with that in mind, perhaps we are bound up for a reason. We got into a fight and are being arrested?
At that moment, you hear a chuckle from the dirty blonde-haired man with the straggly beard. Go, yeah, I think that's half of it.
Poot imitates his chuckle.
Okay, his chuckle is remember, at which sort of, he can't quite see where it's coming from, as he is clearly human and he can't see in the dark, and he sort of turned around and was like, okay, that was a bit fucking creepy, mate, but
Cordelia would like to.
that easily, especially where I think we're going.
Cordelia would like to fucking reply to him. So if you're fucking laughing, why don't you tell us what's going on?
Well, at this point he sort of shifts himself slightly and shifts his little bond thing. Best I understand it, the local guard saw a problem being caused by that fucker and nods ahead towards the Heartfolk. Fucking first men coming into the bar, starting a fight, and we've been caught up in it. So as far as they're concerned, we're all fucking first men sympathizers.
Oh.
Can we roll an intelligence check to see if we know what first men sympathizers are?
Yes, do it with a history check.
Okay.
Everyone can do that one.
Okay, roll a d20.
It's d20 plus your history, but see if you add it.
13
So-
history.
And
Wait,
I'll
what?
go around them.
Where's our history one?
It's in the same area as all the other skills.
I got a 13, Angela. That's
Hang on,
plus
hang on
a
a second.
1. Sorry.
Who was just saying the number?
Cordelia.
Okay, and you got a what?
A 13 because it's a 12 plus a 1 modifier.
Fantastic.
So we roll a d20.
Yep.
D20 plus it, yep.
Stick to your d20s, boys.
Yeah. Mina, what did you get?
I got a 7.
7, okay. Archiato, what did you get?
I got a 19.
Nice. Opalzine?
I got a 17.
Nice. Who?
I got a 9, and that's plus. That's with the modifier.
Okay. Kiramir and Vanto?
14.
14. And Mori?
16.
Okie dokie. So, Vanto, Poot, and Mina, you've no idea who the First Men are. You don't think you've heard of them that much. No, also, I think and Cordelia are not entirely sure who they are. Vanto and Cordelia have a slightly better idea that they've heard the name, but they don't. You still don't know who they are. Mori, Opalzine, and Archiato. Not only have you heard of the First Men, you know that they are a group of what is regarded as rebels in these lands. They claim to be the original races of this island, and they take up the form of half-orcs, orcs, and men. They claim that their ancestors were the first ones on this island before the current inhabitants got here several thousands of years ago. And occasionally they surface from time to time to cause trouble. So you know for sure that their appearance has been increasing more and more and more over the past couple of months.
I would like to repeat this information just to everyone in the caravan.
I was like about to
Everyone's
say
informed.
in character okay, haven't heard of haven't met them, but I've heard of the name. Can anyone explain what the fuck they are?
Yes, they are. Insert text here.
Yeah, brief explanation of yeah, they think they're the rightful owners of the island because their ancestors were apparently the first ones.
Poot imitates the man's chuckle again.
Yeah, the guy is a bit creeped out, and those who can see in the dark can see he's a bit creeped out because he can't fucking see where it's coming from.
Well, let's be honest, that was a little fucking funny.
I guess Archieto explains what she knows about him, I guess.
Yep.
I don't know.
And Archieto happily explains that, yeah, this is true, but also they've been causing more and more issues, more and more. Which
So
at this
that
point,
explains the bar fight.
Yeah, which the half-orc leans forward going, wasn't just a bar fight. It was us fighting those who we thought don't deserve to be here. They slandered our name, and so we had to do what we had to do. I don't regret a single fucking thing.
Well, aren't you a bottle of sunshine over there?
So you
This
have
isn't
gotten
even over
several.
a chink. Damn.
You've gotten several people, probably innocent, wrapped up in your little game. You should feel very, very upset, sir.
Madam, I'm a madam.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't worry, it's the voice.
I cannot die again.
That's an obvious wish for you, buddy.
Poot
Which, at that
starts
point,
cackling,
okay.
but her cackle kind of sounds like a crow call.
Okay,
So,
those who are there start hearing a crow call, which is a bit odd. But as you're travelling, the light starts to pour into the area you're in, and you can actually see, those who can't see in the dark can actually start to see those around you. You can see the tieflings, you can see the humans, sort of thing, or you can see each other, the Kenku, can see everyone, and you can see the straggly bearded guy a bit more, who looks to be in his about late 40s, and the hulking half-orc is not only bound in the hands and the legs, but there are more ropes also binding them in place, because clearly this one was a bit of a fighter. And you can also clearly see the dark-skinned woman at the back, who is contributing nothing, mainly because she can't fucking talk and has a gag in place.
Hey, lady, nod yes if you know exactly what we're fucking saying.
The lady turns her head slightly to look at you, rolls her eyes slightly, and then just nods.
Well, we have established communication. That works.
So we're gonna die down here? I can't
Nope.
die again.
Opalzine will just look over to the skeleton. Oh my goodness!
Hey there.
can
With
Poot
this-
hear the sound of the bones rattling?
Slightly. Just from slight shift in movement, you can hear a slight rattle from the bones, yeah.
She curiously imitates that sound like it's a question. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
The Kenku speaks skeleton, apparently.
Which at this point the
skeleton is
half-orcs
not a
got something
thing.
notice. Which the half-orcs are like, well, yeah, of course you can. Don't you know the Kenkus can just mimic things?
I was
So-
making a joke. You didn't have to respond to that, but now we did, so now we have to deal with this. Congratulations.
I'm not
She
sure.
repeats. Poot repeats in the orc's exact voice the word mimic 3 times.
Which again,
We know.
the half-orc gets no real reaction from it. They're clearly used to it. But the guy with the grey beard is now actually looking at the bird and going like, Jesus, alright.
That's an interesting way to wake up, ain't it, buddy?
Poot chuckles again in his voice.
Yeah, well, the
Perhaps now
Jarnhusian
that-
Empire is going to take their pace anyway, so...
The what?
The Jarnhusian Empire, he says, which is basically the people who control this island.
Wonderful.
The local empire is the Jarnhusian Empire.
How do you spell that?
Good question. It's Jarnhusian.
Jan.
Jarn.
So the rest of that, I'm so sorry.
You might need to write that out.
Yeah, I will actually put it into the chat because it's going to take a little bit longer if I have to sit there and spell it. So,
I got it. Well, or not.
there we go.
And what's the name of the people who fight for the races?
First men.
The first men.
And they're humans, orcs, and half-orcs.
The half-orc is a member of the first men, very proudly, but the straggly bearded guy, clearly not.
I just want to mention the notes that I have for this. The first men, humans, orcs, and half-orcs who are racist.
Hey!
Which at this point, the half-orc looks around and says, "So what are your names? I want to know who your names are before I die."
We're not going to die, good madam, if we just play it calm.
Yes, we are. I can feel it in my bones.
Okay,
I'm not
And
gonna.
The entire party size!
and Poot looks up and goes,
The half-orc looks down at Pooh and goes, "That your name?"
I'm going to guess it's her name.
she nods while going,
Pooh, okay.
I can just get my father to get me out of this.
I don't think your daddy's gonna help you right now.
Well, we can get ourselves out.
Can we just
Yes.
get ourselves out? Because at this point, I think that's the best idea.
Which at that moment, Kamir and Vanto, your hands are now free of your bindings.
Oh, splendid.
Um,
I move over to the Tabaxi and assist in getting her restraints off.
okay, that will be a slight hand check again.
Can I use my horns in assistance? Because they're
It
nice
will
and
be,
pointy.
that will make no difference to the basis of this roll right now, so...
Okay. I rolled a fucking 1 plus 5 plus 6.
So 6, okay. You start trying to do it, but you spend your time picking up the Tabaxi's hands, looking at the bindings, trying to go, okay, where's the knot section? How do I get this unbound? And you're currently confused because...
You unbind yourself, but you can't unbind the other person.
The problem is, you're used to slipping out of bindings like this by just doing it the way you've done. Actually untying someone is not something you're used to. Not in this degree, anyway. So, as you're attempting to try and get people out, which again, I'll allow you a second sleight of hand check, does anyone else want to try and do anything to get out of their restraints?
I want to move over to those two.
Okay. As you go to shift over, you can feel yourself move slightly down the bench, but then your feet just catch. You can't quite move down entirely. as it's very clear that the shackles are bolted to something under the seat.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's good to
Poot
know that
just
those are
waits.
there.
I say
I've rolled again. Did you want that?
Opalzine will not try to escape.
Okay, no, that's fine.
Yeah, Poot has given up on trying to struggle at this point, so she just waits.
So at this point, the half-orc looks at Mina and goes, "Alright, rich kid, what's your name?"
Mina.
"Right, Mina, I'm Bendu.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Bendu Nyborg." Then looks to the tiefling come here and is like, "What's your name?"
That's me.
"Yes,
Yuki Willow.
Yuki." Looks at the skeleton, is like, "You?"
Mori. Mori Bunda.
"Mori, okay." Then looks across to the paladin, is like, "What's your name?"
It's Cordelia, bitch.
Alright, alright. Alright, Cordelia,
Hey, throw him a bone.
Looks at,
The
looks
bitch
at
isn't
Pooh.
part of the name, you cunt.
Yeah, looks at Pooh, already just nods at Pooh and just goes,
The cart can hear Poot laughing again, even if it's unsettling.
turns to the sea and goes, "What's your name?"
Archaeado, sir.
"It's Madam."
Oh,
Get it,
Opalzine already made that mistake.
get it right. Alright, Archaeado. And then looks over to Opalzine. You said your name is
My name is Opalzine.
Opalzine, right. What's wrong with your skin?
Nothing. Nothing is wrong with it. It's just covered in scales.
Alright.
that's normal.
Shrugs, looks to the straggly bearded guy and goes, "What's your name?" And is like, "What's it fucking matter?" It's like, "'Cause it's, I just want to know what your name is. Don't be a fucking dick over it." It's like, "It's Bjorn Ranulfer." Like, alright then. At this point, perception check, everyone.
Oh no.
Let me try and...
I'll take a perception
Perception is one of
check.
my worst ones.
Yep.
Oh, you better roll
Nice.
high then.
Roll high, roll high, roll high, roll high.
So, go Cordelia.
Oh, fuck. Well, I guess I'm in luck. I rolled a 6 and I got a 5 for perception modifier, so.
So that's 11. Okay.
Yep.
Mina.
I got a 10 with my modifier.
And what's your modifier?
3.
Is that with the modifier added on already, or?
Yeah.
Okay, so 10. Archiato.
So I roll, right?
Yep, perception
Alright.
D20 plus the perception.
Alright.
skill.
9.
What's your modifier with that added on?
5.
So is that 9 plus 5 or 9 with 5 added in?
9 with 5 added in.
Okay, so 9. Opalzine.
20 motherfucking 2.
Nice. Was that a nat 20 or?
That was a 19 plus 3.
Ah, okay, good enough. Poot.
16 plus 2, so an 18.
18. Kimir and Banto.
10.
Damn. Mori.
19.
Fuck, okay. So,
Ooh.
Poot, Opalzine, and Mori. As everyone's talking and you're moving along more, and as the lights creeping into this wagon, and you can see that, yeah, this is a form of prison wagon. But it's nice and sizable enough. So having said that, like, you could probably store quite a few more people in here. You can hear, over the sound of horse hooves, that it's starting to slow down now. And you can hear more and more people.
Good people, I believe we are coming to an area with high populace.
I have a bad feeling we're taking to be executed or some shit, and I think it's your fucking fault. She points to the orc.
Orc
What
just
lady?
shrugs their shoulders and like, well, at least we're gonna get done clean. That fucking dark elf bitch isn't gonna get off easy.
Wait, but they can't just execute us without a trial or evidence, can they?
Which at this
Why
point,
not?
just bursts into laughter like, you have no idea how much they don't care about the first men and what they will do to us.
Well, to you, but then what to us? We must be able to prove ourselves somehow.
Poot
Well-
tries to listen in on the chatter
Yep.
that's going on the outside,
Okay.
but I'm
Uh,
guessing it's hard to hear with everybody else talking.
No, it's fine. I'll allow you to sit there and spend your time just focusing on that.
Oh, ow.
And I'll let you know what you hear in a second.
Okay.
They said, if it's a good day, you might be alright. If they're busy and they want to get on with stuff, they don't care. That's why we hate the Jarnhusian Empire, because they do shit like this. But as I said, you'll be fine. The Dark Elf bitch won't be. They're probably going to make that one suffer.
Well, that's a relief.
Correct.
That's
Question.
horribly racist.
That's not
Yeah.
fair.
Question. What the fuck did she do?
She sort of turns and looks at the Dark Elf, who sort of looks up at this point at everyone shrugging their shoulders and said, well, you probably won't remember this section clearly, but when we were in the bar fight, she came with us, the first mem, and she casted all sorts of nasty magic spells in the fight.
That explains the memory loss.
Yeah, someone hit her with a chair, she burst them into fire.
Oh dear.
Oh,
Note to self: don't hit with chair.
That was you?
Yeah. Having said that, I don't know who the fuck she is, she just turned up and was part of us.
Well, I suggest that we all keep perfectly calm. Try not to escape any more than we have, because they might see that as us being actually part of the First Men, or at least you, who have attempted to break your hands free. You might be in a little bit more trouble than we are, those who did not try to break free.
Well, excuse me? I didn't do anything wrong, so.
Honey, if they knew half the shit I've done in my life, I'd probably be on the chop anyway.
Oh dear.
oh dear. So
Like
how
you
are
said,
you
I'm not
gonna-
worried.
just looks over to the skeleton. As
I
they
like
both
this
said, "Oh, dear."
tiefling.
Which at this point, Poot, because you've been focusing and listening from your previous perception check roll, and you've been listening to the conversation, you can hear general hubbub, like some people are talking about their day, which doesn't really interest you. You can hear some soldiers narrating to themselves about just how tired they are and they just want to get over and done with so they can get to their next assignment. And you can also hear some people chat excitedly, like, oh, we're going to see an execution. Oh, good, I want to see how many they kill today. How many first men traitors they can kill. And you can hear all of this. Poot.
Well, looks like we're boned.
Poot,
This is the part where I want to throw something at the skeleton. Does anyone have anything?
I really don't like you.
Poot tells everybody to hush. Like she goes shh, 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 and then she starts repeating what they said about the execution.
Yeah, which at this
The-
point, Poot perfectly replicates the sound of this very brusque male voice talking about how, like, oh, there's going to be an execution, oh, wonder how many first men traitors they're going to kill, and it's unsettling for those who aren't used to this, seeing this tiny bird suddenly switching voices again.
Or not seeing in some cases.
As I said, because of the light, you can now see everyone quite clearly
Ah,
enough outside
yep,
of dark
yep.
vision, but it's one of those, this is quite unsettling. Now you can see it's perhaps even more unsettling.
Well, we're fucked.
We're
Well,
boned.
then let's get out of here.
Poot shakes her head and shrugs
Like I
because
said, I'm not worried.
she's not she's not she's not one of the hold on, let me bring up my notes. Not one of the first men. So she kind of shrugs for a second.
I mean, will they give us some sort of time to perhaps explain who we are and where we are from before sending us to this execution?
Which is at the point Bendo looks and says, as I said, it depends on if they're having a good day or not.
Okay, then I suggest we all just be very calm and try to placate them. Be honest. But I guess maybe some of you don't want to be too honest because you can get in more trouble. She looks over to the female tiefling.
This is the part where any of you who have actually done something fucking wrong scream. We're all gonna fucking die.
Well, Poot looks at Bendu, and she kind of nods her head in agreement with the depending on what mood they are in, and then she repeats the guards telling each other how tired they are.
Yep. That's repeated. So, but as you do so, you can feel the cart starting to slow down and coming to a stop.
Morty thinks to herself, I wonder if I'll survive my head being chopped off.
What do people want to do? Starting with Mina.
Like I said, I'm not worried.
Okay, you're just going to sit there not worried, that's fine. Cordelia.
Can I, like, look under, like, where my feet are?
Yeah, that's free. You sort of pop your head down and you can see the shackles around your legs are looped in a chain around a bar. Quickly following the bar along, it looks like that when the doors to this wagon of sorts is opened, you can probably pull the bar out so that people can move, while still manacled, a bit more freely.
Alright.
Okay. So you've observed that. Archiata.
I'm gonna try chewing at my restraints.
Okay, that will be a strength saving throw. So
Okay.
roll your d20 and add your strength modifiers.
Alright.
Don't die, not yet.
Oh.
Roll a d20.
Yep.
This
So you-
isn't in character.
I got a 12.
Okay, plus your strength modifier.
I have no strength modifier at 0.
Okay, so you start biting at the ropes, and while your teeth are biting into it and you're gnawing it, going, it's not doing much at this point, and even with Van Toren trying to look over it, it's not helping. In fact, it might be making it worse. So on that, Opalzine.
She is just going to try to remain as calm as possible and not try to break the restraints again. She's inside. She's fucking nervous and scared half to death, but
Okay.
she's just trying to remain calm and not make herself a target.
Okay. Poot. Poot, what you doing?
Presses her ear again, or what semblance of an ear she has against the cart to listen in on what the guards are saying.
Okay, perception.
She's not worried. Okay, oh sorry. That's a 9 plus. Give me a second. Sorry, I don't have my glasses on. 9 plus 2, so it's an 11.
Okay, it's a little bit more difficult to hear things now because they're not only stationary, but there are a lot more voices for you to focus on. You can't get any specific conversation now at this point, but you can hear people being moved off of another cart, and you can hear walking and some hubbub of conversation, but again, it's hard to focus on it.
Okay, well, she's not really worried about herself at all, and nor is she really worried about the people in the cart because she doesn't really care. So,
Poot, no.
sorry.
Come here,
Fuck off,
Vanto.
Pet.
Is there any way possible I'd be able to get out of the ankle restraints?
That will have to be a sleight of hand check again at disadvantage.
Disadvantage being...
You roll 2d20s and take the lowest.
Right. I'm gonna try it. 2d20s and sleight of hands 5. So a 16 and a 13. So
You take
13 plus 5, 18.
Okay. While it's good and you're trying to scrabble at the shackles and undo them. You can't quite pry them away. There is clearly a locking mechanism around it that requires a key, and unlike...
Do I have enough time, in which case, to sit down and try and tie the rope around my hands to make it look like...
Yes, you can.
But I can still get out of it.
Yes. You can sort of shift the ropes back around your hands. Yes, you can.
Awesome.
And on that count, Mori.
Well, I'm just gonna talk. Well, lass, if we're gonna die, then at least I'm gonna share one of my best skeleton puns with you guys, okay?
No.
No!
No.
Poot laughs in the guy's voice again.
At this point, I'll take.
Fucking unsettled by this, but you actually hear a brief, muffled chuckle coming from the drow.
Is this
As a-
really the time to be making jokes?
Well, if we're gonna die, we at least die laughing.
Poot
I'm not laughing.
looks at Opalzine and goes,
Opalzine.
oh, Opalzine, sorry. Opalzine. Opalzine, sorry, my brain.
Good little
Looks
cup
at-
of Opalzine.
Opalzine. She looks at Opalzine and goes,
I don't know what that means. Okay.
At this point, I'm just rolling with it.
Yeah, Mori, what are you doing outside of that?
I'm gonna tell my joke.
Okay. Tell your jokes. Okay.
This is dedicated to the tiefling that was coughing earlier. Why are the graveyards so noisy? Because of all the coughing.
I slap the skeleton with my tail.
At this point, that was well deserved.
Yeah, you slap, there's no actual damage, but you feel the tail sort of sling out and swack against the bone.
Poot imitates the sound and laughs in the guy's voice again.
So we hear
Well, the bird has learned to laugh. That's the achievement before you die.
There's a reason why she's imitating his voice, because she sees the
roll
unsettled.
perception again,
Ooh, okay.
since you've been paying attention out for it.
I don't know why I keep forgetting my own perception. Okay, so it is a 9 this time, with the perception modifier.
Okay. You hear a slight noise going off in the background, and you can't quite place it because of the other background noise and everyone talking, but it's a very tinny, unpleasant noise.
She imitates the sound she hears.
Okay. The noise everyone hears is
Oh, it's a guillotine. That's not in
I-
character. That's just me freaking out.
people can do an insight check if they want to try and figure out what that noise was.
I would like to do an insight check.
Yep, go for
So
it.
that's D20, right?
Yep, plus your insight skill.
Got an 11, and for insight, that is a 3, so that's 14.
Okay, it sounds like metal hitting flesh.
Yep, that's a guillotine.
Oh no!
That's the best way to do it. And it's now that everyone's paying attention and trying to listen out ever so slightly for the noise, you can hear every minute or so, you hear some noises of people talking and muttering, and then it goes on and on until you hear someone rattling at the doors of your wagon, pulling them wide open, and you can see the area before you. You are in some form of fortification. You can see there are little buildings around, but some of them are built into the side of the wall. And you can see there is a large basket before a block with a big sort of Goliath-looking fellow with the executioner's mask on, and there are a bunch of soldiers at the wagon door who basically shout, "Go on down." What do people do?
Well, Opalzine, I know, is gonna obey to not cause trouble.
Okay, so Opalzine's gonna get up and start trying to move.
He said get up, didn't he?
Yep, he did.
Yeah.
Said move. Opalzine's
Yeah.
doing it. Poot.
Poot follows the orders, but she looks over the three prisoners, the scraggly beard man, Bjorn, Bendu, and the dark-skinned woman really carefully before she does, and then turns back around and follows the orders.
Okay. Vanto.
Do I have any idea where my gear might be?
You know it's not on your person. Everyone has noticed that the gear is not on their person, but you feel like if they stripped it of you, it must be in another wagon.
Can I use thaumaturgy without people knowing it's me?
As it's a tiefling ability, that depends entirely on where you place the effect and what you intend to do.
I use thaumaturgy to close the doors again.
Oh my god.
Okay. 1 second. Because they're holding the doors open right now, so they need to see whether it'll beat.
Yeah.
What's your spell save DC?
Spell save is down 13.
Okay, well they just rolled a 15. So,
Okay.
while you move the thaumaturgy, the doors buckle slightly in their hands, but they sort of look at the doors and then look suspiciously into the car.
I get up and go along with it.
Okay, Mori?
Yeah, I go along with it.
Okay. Archiato?
Slightly panicking, kind of, I guess, follows the rest of everybody while still trying to chew out of her restraints.
Okay. Which, as you try and get up and start falling down, chew your restraints, one of the guards sort of slaps you with the edge of their spear. It's like, none of that. None of that.
Hey, fucker, leave her alone!
Watch it.
Sorry.
At that point, Mina, what are you doing?
I get up and follow, because I'm not worried at all.
And what do you do?
I'm gonna get up, but I'm like looking around, etc.
Okay. So everyone gets up and files out the poles from underneath the cart being pulled out so people can move a bit more freely as the guards of the spears sort of direct you down and get you to form up in line. Bendu, Bjorn, and the Drow following behind. Before you, two figures step forward. One is a taller man with a sort of grey receding hairline. He's got a bit of a paunch even though he's wearing armour, so you can clearly see that this is a guy who hasn't seen a lot of combat. He's spent at least the final parts of his years at a desk. And he's a much older man. And beside him, much shorter but with bright orange hair in a sort of mohawk, a big orange beard and braided, clearly a dwarf, stood beside him. And they are talking to each other, but in a language you don't understand. Once they finish the talking, everyone's been put out. The dwarf unfurls a bit of paper and looks up and goes, "Right, see, we've got the names here. I've got written Poot."
Poot responds by nodding her head and going,
Sort of gives you a dirty down, goes, "Crimes trespassing the peace and first order first men sympathizer. Let's go through this. Opalzine, trespassing the peace, first men sympathizer. Cordelia,
Yes.
trespassing the peace, first men sympathizer.
I ain't a fucking sympathizer. I was just in a fucking bar fight.
Shut it. Moribunda, trespassing the peace, first men sympathizer.
Fuck off.
Mina, trespassing the peace, first men sympathizer. Oh, we've got two special ones here. Yuki something? Underage solicitation, trespassing the peace, and first men sympathizer. Cat. Destruction of property.
Oof.
burning down of a apple farm.
They deserved it. They totally deserved it.
Trespassing the peace and first men sympathizer.
Well, then at least I know I didn't
They
cause that
deserved
much
it!
trouble.
Which they then go to each person doing thing, and then turns to the drow and goes, "Drow," and says nothing else. Right. Nods to Bendu. You're up first. And they lead Bendu over to a block, who walks proudly straight up the block. It's lowered down. As the executioner raises an axe and brings it down straight over their neck.
Oh.
So,
Well,
Excuse me, sir. Might I have a question?
the dwarf turns like, "What?"
Is there no way for us to talk to you before we are executed? We might have evidence that proves ourselves innocent.
I don't need evidence. I've got a quota I need to fill, and that's it.
Can I try to make a persuasion?
Yeah, you can attempt to make a persuasion.
Okay, I'm gonna
use
try
them.
to make
Put them big boobs to use.
Come on, give us it.
Okay, okay. My persuasion is 6, so that's one of my better ones.
Mm.
Please roll high, please roll high, please roll high, please roll high. 19!
Okay.
19 plus
While-
16 is a 25.
While the man with the receding hairline turns to have a look and is a bit encaptured by Opalzine and her figure, the dwarf looks at the guy, slaps him on his side, and is seemingly not really affected by this, as he rolled much higher, and is also gay.
Oh.
Oh.
Which at this point, they call then for Bjorn, who is fucking terrified, and he's brought to the block. The hangsman's axe is brought up, and then...
Oh.
Poot, you're up next.
Please, sir, if you could just listen to
Shut
me.
it. Everyone make a perception check.
Oh no.
Bye, birdie.
Oh no!
I got a 14.
Hang on 1 sec.
19.
Hang on. So, let's have a quick check. Mori.
I got a 23.
Hang on. Mori.
Oh.
What did Mori get?
I got a 7.
7. Okay. Vanto.
19.
19. Pooh.
I got a 7, and that's with the modifier.
Opalzine.
14.
Archietto.
I got a 23 with my modifier.
Nice. Mina.
11.
Cordelia.
18 with a modifier of 5. That's another 23.
Nice. Okay. As they call for Poot, Cordelia and Archietto, you hear a faint rumbling in the distance. But you can't quite figure out what it is. It's just this low bass
Do we know which direction it's coming from?
north of you.
North. Alright. Cordelia's gonna turn herself towards the noise.
But last thing, Poot. 2 guards have spears trained on you and are forcing you forward. As you're being slowly walked to the executioner's block, is there anything you want to do?
Was there any part of that conversation that Bendu...
Repeat the part that was like, about the drow that, suddenly came with, or no, not the drow. Yes, the drow. I don't remember which one it is.
Sorry.
The dark elf.
Yeah, sorry, my sister came in. Is there any part of that conversation that could possibly get us out of being executed or delay the process in any sort of way if I mimic the
Insight
conversation?
check. Insight check.
Okay, I roll a d20, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jesus. I am not doing good today. Fuck you, Will Wheaton. A 7, and I think +4, so that's an 11.
No, there is no part of the conversation you can currently think of. The only thing you can think to do is just repeat the chuckle that Bjorn had given, and that's it.
Can I try to make another persuasion?
You can, but once you've done that, everyone make another perception.
Could I like fucking try and say like, hey, fucker, do you even hear the rumbling?
Yes, you can. You say like, hey, fucker, you've been rumbling, which the dwarf and the guide sort of looked at you, all confused, like, no.
I cast Thaumaturgy and cause hums, tremors in the ground. Boom up my voice 3 times and say, can you not hear that?
Which at this point they sort of turn and look at you a bit more. The guards train their spears a bit more on Chimera, mainly because the dwarf seems to have an inkling that you might have done it. No one else seems to, but he's looking at you and nodded.
Can I make my persuasion check again?
Yes, make a persuasion check.
17 plus 16, which is 17 plus 6, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 23. Please, good sir, perhaps you could just look through our belongings and in mine I have a medallion from the great dragon Mati Vivarex. He is my ancestor, please. That must prove something.
Okay. Again, the human seems to be more swayed to listen and is genuinely paying attention. But the dwarf again slaps is like, look, I don't have time for this.
Oh, you clearly have time enough in your day to kill people, so you clearly have enough time.
Are we doing another perception?
Another perception check.
Okay.
Poot kind of looks at the chopping block, and she shakes her head and looks down and she imitates the sound of a hammer hitting metal.
My perception is only 4.
Okay, so hang on.
Me
Opalzine
too.
Get the 4.
Ah, fuck, that's a 2.
Oh,
yes,
I did.
Mine's a 9 with a modifier of 5.
Okay,
So basically 9 total.
16.
Nice.
Ooh, that's kind of good.
Yeah.
I got a fucking 7. Kill me.
At least you didn't get a 4.
They might.
I got a 4 too. Fuck me.
Poot.
I have a 16 plus 4, so it is 20.
Nice. Oh shit, hang on. 1 second. I just suddenly lost all my documents for some reason. I don't care, just let me open the document. That's an awkward time to have that happen.
Yes.
How awkward. Sorry, I'm gonna have to take the scores again in a second, because I suddenly lost everything.
You're fine.
I'm recording, so we're good.
It's good. So, I'll start again. Mina, you got a 16, was it?
Yeah.
Cordelia, you got a...
The 7. Which was with the 5 modifier. So I got a fucking 2. When I rolled.
Pieta got a
9.
9. Mori,
4.
4. Kemir and Vanto.
6.
Poot got a 20.
And that's with the modifier.
Mina, Cordelia, Captain, Mori, Vanto, Poot, and Opalzine.
4.
4. Okay, well everyone's just all gabbling like, oh god. Poot and Mina, as you are paying a bit more attention to the sort of rumbling in Serena's and mostly Poot's going like, well, it can't get any worse. You hear what looks like another rumbling noise and a roar.
Poot immediately fluffs up.
Okay, Poot at this point fluffs up as they are forced towards the executioner's block.
And she starts frantically imitating the sound she heard.
Which everyone else can now hear Poot imitating this noise, this rumbling noise and this echoing.
That does not sound good. And if you can hear that,
Oh,
mister, you can
dear.
definitely hear that we're in trouble.
Which, as Poot is pushed to the executioner's block, the executioner is simply doing his job. The axe raised into the sky as the noise is being repeated.
No, stop! Do you not hear that in the background? No!
There is a sudden explosion on the wall behind them, knocking the executioner to the ground as debris flies everywhere. Some crushing soldiers, some knocking them to the side. As this gigantic 60-foot creature that looks like a hybrid between a crab, a slug, and some other infernal beast forces its way through the walls.
I have a quick question.
Yes,
When we got out of the cart, were our feet bound?
your feet are still bound, yes. Only, not like hopping sort of thing, it's like your legs distance apart. So you can walk around, but not much beyond that.
Also, I would like to mention that for some fucking reason a video started playing on my computer, so that's in the audio now.
Whoops.
Don't worry,
this
your voices are a little more
creature-
pronounced.
Good. This creature has burst through, and as you can see it burst through, pale-skinned creatures covered in spikes and chains start pouring out of the new hole it has created. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to roll initiative.
Oh no!
Oh boy!
For those who are uninitiated, for those who are the uninitiated, rolling initiative is you roll your d20, and you add what is in your initiative box, which should be your dexterity modifier.
Damn.
Yes!
Not bad.
1 sec.
Okay.
Dexterity, I don't got. Ah, yes, I've got something.
Yeah.
Please.
I'm trying
I'm
to.
okay, I guess.
Oh. So you roll a d20 with what's in your initiative box.
In the box or in the modifier?
It's what you should have a box at the top of the sheet saying initiative, and it should have a number in it.
It's between armor class and speed.
Oh,
Okay, I got
So
it.
you
We
roll
never-
a d20, right?
Angela, my sheet's blank.
Oh no.
The initiative, I don't have anything in there.
What's your dexterity
It's-
modifier?
Dexterity is +3.
So it's +3 then.
Okay, put 3
Okay,
there.
so Mina, what's your initiative?
19.
19, nice. Cordelia,
I got a 13.
13. Archietto,
7.
7. Mori,
22!
22. Nice. Vanto,
18.
18. Poot,
A 5, and that's with the modifier.
okay. Opalzine,
19.
okay.
Fuck you guys.
Hey, I tried to help you.
I was telling them to stop.
12. And the big hulking creature that you don't know what that is. Okay. What's that coming over the hill?
Is it a monster? Is it a monster? Nope.
No. No.
Oh.
No.
Oh,
We don't have the licensing for that.
damn it! No!
Fuck!
Yeah, this is the part where I put in like some sort of music just to like fucking. We're not getting copyrighted.
Insert here. Something like, All Star. That's dramatic. Okay, 1 second, I'm just in the process of putting everyone in the correct initiative order. Because there's a lot of you. And
Real fast, can I just have Poot imitate the chuckle one more time?
yes, you can.
That's exactly.
You better
what
keep
happens.
doing that during the entire fucking game. It's just kind of random. We'll imitate that guy, the dead guy's chuckling, or it's just gonna be like, stop, please.
Well,
So,
depends on how long I live for.
Well, you're alive still, so we got time.
so, for that reason, I am going to do something a little special. I'm going to share my screen
Ooh.
Alright.
as we bring up, to let people know.
Oh.
Oh, look at the little PNG.
Oh, look at our little faces.
That's so good.
This is so cool.
So, I will find a better app to do this on, but for now we're using Photoshop. And because of initiative turn order, I will also let you know each square is 5 feet of movement. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It's about, you can move about 6 squares of movement. So, with that in mind, and once I actually have my documents in the right place, and can everybody see the screen?
Yeah. Oh, Poot, you're so
Yes.
close to the danger. Poot. Oh,
Mori,
Poot.
you
Change
are going
yourself.
first.
Yeah, okay.
So, what do you want to do, Mori? You are here. The cart you came out of is here. The big creature is there with these strange pale-skinned creatures. Some guards are over here.
Can I go?
Everywhere.
Can I go save Poot?
You want to run over to try and save Poot.
Yeah.
So 5, 10, 15, 20. Going straight there, like that way? Straight up.
Yeah.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yep, okie doke. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So you're running all the way up to Poot. Your hands are still bound. Your legs, you're having to sort of hobble run as you do this, but you're kind of used to it because you're a skeleton. As you are running towards to try and help Poot in some capacity. That'll be your turn. You can, I can allow it in this place that once Poot is close enough, you can hold your action. You then use your action to make a dash action to return back in the direction you came from.
Okay.
So you can hold until Poot has their turn and then go like run, 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 run.
Run, bitch! Run!
So, having done that, Mina, what are you doing?
I'm gonna look for our gear, or at least my gear.
Okay. You guess it has to be one of these 2 carts. You came out of this middle one. But given that that door's already open, you can presume it has to be this one.
I'll go to that cart.
Okie dokie. So, 5, 10, 15, you go up to this cart. And inside of it, when you sort of use your hands to try and force the doors open, which isn't too hard, this one isn't locked, you can see that there are all sorts of little basic boxes, of which in some of them you can see your gear.
Yeah.
I get my gear, and I
Okay.
tell
Grab my
everyone
gear.
that,
Okay. You can
Keep in
grab
mind.
your box, and you can pull your box to the side, but you can't quite put it on because your hands are still restrained.
Yep.
But you have got hold of your box, at least. So that's fine. It's right. Okay. Now that we've done that... Oh, nope. Showing this one out of the way. Don't want to show you that one.
Ooh.
Don't want to show you the special things. So, Mina, you're attempting... Are you going to attempt to try and get out of your restraints? before-
yes. Since I found my mace, I'm gonna see if I can use the spikes to cut the rope.
Okay. You can use a strength check for this one.
Let me pull up my sheet. Do I roll a d20?
D20, and then plus your strength modifier.
Okay. 9.
Okay, it's going to take you a little while at this process, but you're starting to make some headway.
Okay.
Opalzine.
I would like to first burn off, or try to burn off, my bondage at my hands and feet.
Using that with a cantrip?
Yes, I want to use control flames.
Okay. You concentrate for a moment with your hands. It's a bit difficult because you don't have your specific foci or items with you, but you focus as best you can, and fire bursts from your fingertips, and it starts to burn the ropes away, freeing your hands. Your hands are now free. But your legs are still restrained because of the shackles, but your hands are at least free at this point. But you can still move.
Okay, and then I heard Mina shout something about gear, or did you shout something about gear, Rain?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm going to turn around and go to her to look for mine.
Okay, you're going to go over there, and just going up to the area, you can see the boxes, and you can quickly go in with your hands free and find your own box. As you can see, Mina trying and struggling to break their bonds.
If you give me just a moment, when I get myself all prepared, then I'll help you.
Alright, because it's going to take a while.
Okay, now that that's done, it's time for the bad guys to move. Because some of them get to move first.
Poor Food, I'm sorry.
This one is going to attempt to attack this guard.
I have a legit kazoo somewhere. You want me to find it actually?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, there are people sleeping. I will get shouted at.
You will, no doubt.
Don't worry, Put. I'll save you, you bird.
Okay. That Shadow Kai makes his attack. Yep. Yep. Okay. This Shadow Guy swipes at this guy, catching him on the side with this strange spiked sword implement in his hand, slicing at the front of this guard as the Shadow Kai beside him does the exact same thing, beating down on this particular guy. It's not quite as easy, but they still do so, which means, unfortunately, for that poor guard, if I can find which one he is. Oh, it's the original one. The two Shadow Kai bring down and cut down this guard member in front of them.
Yeesh. The boy just got yeeted.
So on that point, Mirambanto, it is now your turn.
I heard something about our stuff. I shake off the ropes around my hands and rush over to grab my things, jumping over Opalzine with acrobatics. Is that?
You won't need to. Given the size of the cart, you will be able
Won't
to
need
just
to? Okay.
pass. Yeah.
Sweet. How much more can I do?
At this point, you're in there and you can just start throwing on your gear at this point.
Can I use the knife to free I've forgotten names.
Mina? Yes. Yes, you can.
Alright, I do that.
One second, I'm just
Drake
gonna
said
check.
he'll join soon.
We might have a church. We might have a church.
All right. And Church is the other guy who's playing with us.
Yeah.
Fantastic. We might have an extra player in a second. Brilliant.
All right.
Sadly,
Help me, church.
Sadly, I don't have his little icon up because I didn't think he was going to be playing with us today. So we will have to see how that goes. So yeah, you can basically use your knife and start. I need you to do me a strength check as you are cutting away.
Okay.
No, strength or dex, considering your proficient with your dagger, whichever is better.
Dex. Because that's +3. Where'd I put my dice roll? Bam. Bam. No. Roll. 23. Nat 20.
Oh, nat 20. Okay, you put the blade.
Nat 20
the
plus
right
3.
moment. Okay, you put the blade at just the right point in the nose, and with one slice, cut away enough of the robes, missing the skin entirely, and Mina's hands are now free.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
So, with that in mind, moving on to this big fucking behemoth.
Oh, no.
Well, we're
Be
dead.
careful.
It's a beast.
As I need to go and double check its stats and how much it can move.
Oh, he gonna crush me.
Rest in
You
peace,
say
Sans
you'll be
Undertale.
his bone meal.
Going to see-
Oh!
You watch it slither over and partially hover in some capacity over these other creatures and starts to make its way around, looking about. Pooh and Mori, can you do me a perception check from where you are?
Hi, Church.
Yeah?
Oh yay!
Fucking amazing.
I got a 4.
I got
You
a
got-
nat 20 plus a 2, so a 22.
Fantastic. Mori, what did you get?
I got a 4.
Okay. Pooh, you notice on top of this big behemoth creature, it looks like someone's riding it. You can't quite make out the figure, but someone's riding it. Did I say we've got a church in the chat now?
No, we got a church in the
Yes.
chat.
Right,
Hi,
that
Church.
I didn't make church a icon because I didn't think he'd be joining us. So 1 second, I'm gonna cheat.
Just make a really small slug thing, and have that.
Take
Hang
the
on,
guard.
I'm gonna do this.
And yeah, like one of the gods works, I guess.
Just use it.
1 second, what I'm gonna do is
A
Flip it
random
upside down.
tiefling has appeared. Or no, he's not a tiefling. He's like a fuck. Church, what are you?
He's a tiefling.
Okay, he's a tiefling.
I am a tiefling.
there we go.
Ah.
What I've done is just taken a guard icon and inverted.
It
There
works.
we go.
Amazing.
Church has been a prisoner from the other one who hasn't been dealt with yet and is now noticing all thing. Church, for your peace of mind, Markov has been taken from what he thought was a tavern brawl that he can't quite fully remember and was taken to this fort place, and people have been slowly executed in front of him one by one until this massive behemoth creature that you can see on screen here with a sort of crab-like claws, a slug body, and some infernal thing on its face, burst through with these pale-skinned creatures, and they are attacking the place. Church, I need you to make me an initiative roll.
Alrighty.
So
Let
it's
me
8
grab-
plus your initiative score.
Nice roller.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
Is the axe where Put was going to be executed still there?
Yes.
Oh.
Make use of the axe.
Right.
We are going to make use of the axe.
Completely forgot what to roll. Oh no.
You roll a d20, and then you add your
Right.
initiative score. It's all good.
Alright.
Alright.
I believe I rolled an 8.
An 8. Your initiative is 8, is it? That's
Uh,
fortuitous then. So, I'll get back. So, who was I just with? The Guardians just moved, so Cordelia.
I'm gonna move towards the cart to get myself out of the ropes and the chains, hopefully.
Fingers crossed. Running over here, which you can see a lot of the people here are already free from their bindings, and you can find your box there before you. But would you like to attempt to try and get out of your bindings yourself?
Could someone help me? I don't trust myself.
Here, let me try. Are you fireproof?
Clearly not. Now let's give it a go.
Well, alright. If you get burned, I'm sorry.
I will allow that in this one instance that since you got the control flames up, you can manipulate the fire at your fingertips, place it over the rope, and burn the ropes away from Cordelia's hands.
Woohoo!
So Cordelia, your hands are now free, your legs are still shackled.
I'm going to just start grabbing my hands against my fucking thighs to not catch fire.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Which at this point, jumping over to next thing in line, Opalzine, you hear a nudge at the back of your mind as a voice in a language that only you know, a language of the dark drow, go, "Don't let me die here. Help me." Which, as a quick flick around, you can see it's clearly being sent by the bound and gagged Dark Elf. However, I'll get back to you on that one, because that's what their action. Guards are going to attempt to fight back, because it's their turn. Shit. Double. Oh, there we go, we got a nat 20 from that guard. Fantastic. Let's roll damage. Okay. Okay, the guards here are sort of swailing around, trying to attack the Shadar-kai. I'm going to attempt to try and find one of them on the map. There we go. That one runs up to that Shadar-kai to help his friend and gets in a palpable hit upon this guy swinging down. It doesn't quite kill the Shadar-kai, but it knocks them back. It's okay. So, now the guards have done that, Markov, it's your move. You are currently next to a bound drow lady with sort of white hair and a sort of braided style. But their hand, unlike you where your wrists are bound by rope and your ankles bound by chains, their hands, arms, legs, mouth, everything is bound. And you can see all the destruction going on before you.
It was only me that heard the voice, correct?
That is correct. Only you heard it.
Okay.
Well, I think I'm going to focus on getting out of my own chains first.
Does
Okay.
he have a Russian accent?
He's called
Markov
Markov.
has a Russian accent.
So, what are you going to do then, Markov? Are you going to focus getting out of your restraints? Are you just going to attempt to struggle your way out of them, or...?
I'm going to attempt to, shit, I cannot focus today.
Okay, man.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but if hearing like fucking
fray the rope against the wall behind.
Okay, yeah, there's a little bit edge of the cart. You were going to attempt to do that. Then that's going to be a. We'll go strength saving throw. So roll your d20 and add your strength modifier.
I'm sorry, Trish, but hearing fucking Markov, I'm thinking Doki Doki, the portrait of Markov. Monica suddenly appears.
17.
What was that, 17?
Yes.
Okay, you managed to catch your ropes against it just enough that you slice away, and break the ropes around your hands. So your hands are now free. You don't have your equipment on you, but your hands are free at the very least. You can still move if you desire.
Alright. I think I'm going to try and find my equipment.
You can clearly see to the side that there is a group of people into a cart getting equipment out of there, so your best guess is it might be there. Would you like to go?
Yes, I'm going to go to the cart and Question: is Mim currently with me?
Yes, they are with you. They're
Oh.
secreted away in a little pocket. At
A
this point,
friend.
most of the cart notice as a new tiefling comes running over, hands also free, but legs restrained very much like the rest of you, also attempting to find his equipment. So that's that.
We
Arkiat,
have all our equipment now, don't we?
you are in the process of putting on, so next turn you'll have it on.
Excellent.
The only problem is you won't be able to move far with your legs restrained. Or
I
sorry,
think
not
I'm-
able to move far. Yes, Arkiat.
I think I'm gonna try to move towards the cart to try to get my stuff.
Okay, that's fine. You'll be able to get there, you'll be able to hold your stuff. Your hands are still bound at this precise second. Are you going to attempt to try and get out of them?
I think I'm going to ask anyone if they have any sharp objects and ask one of them to try to get me out.
Okay. Does anyone want to attempt to help Arkiato in this moment?
I got a knife.
Okay, you can attempt to move over and slice at it if you would like.
Yep.
Go.
What roll?
It's your dexterity, isn't it?
Yep, which is +3. 13.
Okay, it's going to take you a bit longer with this one. Oh, sorry, was that 13 with the 3?
Yes,
So is it 13 or 16?
13.
Okay, so it's going to take you a bit longer with this one. So by the start of your next turn, you will have cut the ropes on Arkiato, but it's going to take a bit while.
Yep.
This one's a bit more difficult because they've seemed to have bound the hands on the tabaxi a little bit differently. So it's not quite as clear cut.
Yep.
Poot.
How close is the executioner's axe to me?
It's about 5 feet away from you.
Okay, and if I go to the axe, how far away will the guard be from me? Not very far, if I'm not mistaken.
But there's a guard over here, so about 5, 10, 15 feet away.
And he's the one who rolled a 20 against this fucker?
That's correct.
Okay, I go to the axe to try and cut myself free, but as a bonus action, can I do that?
Yeah, what's your bonus action?
I cast Bardic Inspiration on the guard because he is my distraction while I get myself free.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I need you to do a strength check as you're attempting to try and force your hands over this blade to cut him away.
Okay, and it's a 10.
Okay, it is going to take you a bit of time to do this. That thing you're slowly slicing away, but you turn to that guard. How are you inspiring this guard?
Don't chuckle. Don't chuckle.
I'm not gonna chuckle because I don't know how well that's gonna go.
Sing a fight song.
I start imitating the sound of bagpipes, but it sounds like a very, very like intense battle music.
I wonder if I can have something for intense bagpipes.
Oh my god.
I intensively bagpipe this guy for inspiration.
Oh, I might have something.
Yeah.
Yes!
So those across the battlefield can hear this strange bagpipes. And oddly enough, the guard does feel inspired by this. By the idea of like, yeah, I can do this. And he's bolstered. So well done, Poot. You have inspired the guard. Which means back up to the top, it's Mori.
Yeah. Can I go to the axe?
Yep. So 5, 10, 15, yep. And you're also going to attempt to start cutting your binds as well?
Yeah.
Okie dokie. I will need you to also make me a strength check.
My strength is 9.
What's the modifier below it?
-1.
Okay, so roll a d20 and then take away 1 from that number.
Okay. 17. So
Okay,
6.
so 16. Okay, you're actually a bit faster. You're actually cutting away that you can cut away your binds completely within your turn.
Yes.
Can, if you'd like, to attempt to help Poot.
Yes, I want to help her.
Okay. Poot, make another strength check at advantage as you are getting assistance.
Okay.
I'm gonna help
I
you,
got
little dude.
14.
With advantage, you get to roll another one and take the highest.
4.
Okay, so 14 plus your strength.
0.
So 14. I will say that given the headway you've already done, while it normally wouldn't beat it in this circumstance, I'll allow it that you've had the assistance, that you managed to cut it away, and the 2 of your hands are free.
Yay.
That will be all. Maury, do you intend to do anything else?
Can I run back?
You can start running back, yeah. You can use the rest of your movement to start running back.
Yeah. I run back. Don't touch my stuff!
Yep, so you'll get to about there-ish. From your moving around up and down. Mina.
Do I have my stuff at this point?
You do have your stuff. You can pretty much, I will say by this point, since your hands are free, you've put on any of your armor, got your weapons. It's a bit difficult around your feet because you're still having to sort of shuffle, walk with your feet, but you can move around relatively fine, and you are fully equipped.
Okay, so, I take out my crossbow and shoot at one of the pale guys attacking a guard.
Okay, which one? I will say, move you out here so you can have a little bit of a look. Which one?
The guard's closest to the monster guy.
This one?
Yeah.
Okie dokie, I need you to roll to attack, which means you need to roll your d20 and add the modifier that you should have next to your crossbow.
Okay. Oh, I got a 2.
Oh, fuck.
Oh no, well,
Oh.
you fire at the pale guy, and it utterly misses him.
Shit! I thought it was gonna hit the guard.
Well, at least I didn't hit the guard.
So that is unfortunate, but you miss entirely with that one.
Good job, Rain.
I'm a little disoriented right now, okay? Can't move.
It comes with
Surprise, surprise, the noble can't aim.
Fuck you.
Why Asamar can't shoot?
Is that all I can do that then?
I'm afraid so.
Okay, just making sure.
So, moving on to Opalzine.
Yes.
What do you want to do?
Well, at hearing the drow, I of course look over to her, and for my movement, I'm gonna go over to her.
Yep.
And then for my action, I'm going to speak in what's it called again? Undercommon.
Yep.
I'm going to speak in Undercommon. Please don't make me regret this. And I first remove the gag about her face, and then I work on control flames to her bindings.
Okay, you pull the gag away from her face, at which she has a sudden intake of thank you, and you put the control flames to the wrist, and you start to burn away their bindings, so their hands are now free, and their arms are starting to be freed up from this. Of which the growling goes, I owe you now.
Well,
But that will be your action, Opalzine, because you've done a move to help. It's now the white guy's turn. The pale guys.
The white dudes.
The white dudes. That one doesn't go well.
straight white man.
You're assuming agendas again. Right, so this
Poor
guy.
Bendy.
No, that's still fine. It's the same numbers. It's the same numbers, Joy. It's okay.
Oh, okay.
Over to there. They're making their attacks. And this guy. Androids. Everybody loves androids.
Want to fuck those androids?
Relatable.
Can androids fuck electric sheep? The question on all our minds. On that point, Vanto, Camille and Vanto, it's your turn.
I've got thief tools and a proficiency in them. I would like to undo my leg, my ankle shackles.
Yes, you can. That's your sleight of hand check, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
With proficiencies with it.
So proficiency. What is that? So I roll
It's
twice and
basically
take a
good.
long one.
No, that's advantage, which you will have advantage since it is your thieves' tools. So, yeah, roll twice, you take the highest one.
Yep. 18. 18 being 13
Yep.
plus 5.
Yeah, 1 second. No. Yeah, you can use the modifiers from there, because that's what you should be using, Joy, unless I say otherwise.
Okay. Just making
perfectly
sure, because, like, the one-sided has higher numbers than I realized.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Right. You get to work on the manacles at your legs, and with a bit of twisting and turning with your tools, you free yourself from your restraints. You are no longer restrained in any capacity.
Splendid.
That would be your action and movement, because you have been spending your time trying to remove this.
Yep.
Okay.
That me all done then?
That's you all done. So,
Cool.
it's a big boy. It's a big boy turn.
Big boy.
Me, big boy.
Mimi, big
Big
boy.
Big boy.
That
big
guard
boy
is
doesn't
fucked.
run over.
That guard!
Well, I tried, man. I tried.
Guard.
Rest in your
Everybody-
fucking pieces.
Everybody in the chat, press F to pay respects.
I'm gonna press F to pay respects right now.
It's 4.
And we need F in the comments too.
1
Nice.
F equals 1 prayer.
we're gonna give him a name, Billy. Let's do this Billy right there.
Poor Billy, man. I tried to help him. I sucked.
7, 8, 9.
Oh, Billy. We're gonna
So
miss
that's-
you.
As the dreadnought comes straight over and with a single reaching down of its mighty, toothy looking maw, brings itself straight down upon that guard and bites him.
Oh.
Oh no.
Bye, Billy.
Bye,
dreadnought forced
guard.
guard.
Bye, Billy.
So, with that in mind, it is now Cordelia's turn.
I would like to ask the person who just got their fucking ankle shackles off. Hey, could you give me a hand?
Probably. What's in it for me?
Bitch.
I'm a sailor. You're gonna get free passage with my hand.
Give me the
So
time.
I mean, I say this, I've been helping everyone else, whatever. I move to assist.
Okay, I will allow you to make the sleight of hand check to help out.
Sleight of hand
Cordelia.
check. Still with advantage.
Still with the advantage.
18 again.
Okay,
dang.
while it will take up Cordelia's turn to do this as well, you sit there, flick around, the leg shackles are gone.
Nice.
Cordelia, you are no longer completely restrained.
All right.
So you can properly dash now, you can properly run if you need to. But that will take up your action. So, with that done, it is Zadraw's turn.
I give a little wink as I do so.
Oh.
Zadral looks to Opalzine and goes, "My equipment, is it in that wagon?"
There is a lot of equipment in that wagon. Perhaps it is in there.
Right, thank you. At this point, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. At this point, those on the wagon notice the drow come over the same sort of shuffling problem with the host, and hops up into the wagon and starts to shift around the box for their own equipment. Which she also says, if anyone can give me a hand with these shackles, I would greatly appreciate it.
Can I do that too?
Yes, you can.
I do so. We roll again. Oh shit. 10.
Okay, it's taking a little bit longer because they're at a bit of an awkward angle while they're shifting around, so you can try again on your turn.
Okay.
Sadly, not much. So, it's the guard's turn.
Just saying, I don't trust her.
That's a bit racist.
You racist fuck.
It's not because she's
Milk White Skeleton
What's
does not
racist
trust.
about not trusting someone because they were bound like that?
You all bound. Okay, this guard here takes a swipe at the Shadow Kai in front of him, inspired by Poot. Cuts the Shadow Kai down.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Go! Boss,
Goes the
this
Shadow
guard.
Kai.
Happy bagpipe noises.
Can we have a rendition, Gigi?
What?
Give us a rendition. Give us a rendition of those bagpipe noises. Just go for it.
The guards are fighting back. There's no
Magnificent.
headway being made at the moment, but at least one of these pale things are down. Markov. You can get your
Alright. I suppose I'll begin to look for my equipment, but specifically, I'll begin to look for my family heirloom.
Okie dokie.
Oh,
You find all your equipment within a box, including all your armor, all your weaponry, and you find the heirloom.
Oh, alright.
It's currently in the form of 2 balls,
it's a big fucking.
packed.
Real quick, can I just mention that if it would have helped the situation, I was 100% prepared to mimic the entire conversation that those 3 motherfuckers had to turn them in and get us out of trouble. I was so close to doing that, but I guess I don't need to now.
Nope. Because they did. They've been
They
crushed
did.
by the balls. Yep, so you'll find equipment, you'll find everything there, and you can start equipping yourself and getting your weapon with you. Your heir.
I begin sliding on the equipment.
Nope, that's fine. Good job. You've got everything together, and by the start of your next turn, you'll be fully equipped, and you can, but your legs will still be restrained at this moment.
Oh shit.
Guess I'll do another work.
So, Archiato,
Are my legs still restrained?
they are.
And have I think I
Oh,
retrieved
no,
my
wait.
equip, right?
No, they are still
Oh.
restraining. Sorry.
They are still restrained?
Yes.
And then I retrieve my equipment, right?
Yep, you've got your equipment.
Okay. Can I use my magic doorknob and just summon a bunch of oranges?
How many
What?
oranges do you wish to summon?
100.
Why are we summoning 100? What?
Why are you summoning 100 oranges?
I need you to make me a roll for a
Charisma?
spell save. No, roll for as if you were casting a spell, which should be for your cleric, so it's your wisdom modifier.
Okay.
So roll d20 and add whatever your spell's addition thing is. So 1 second, I'll find out the exact number for you that you need to add to it.
I got a 16.
So 1 second. What
Right.
do you? So you roll a 16,
Yep.
which will add your spell attack bonus, which is a 5. So that's a 21.
Okay. So I just want to drop them on the guards and the creatures' heads, like just all of the.
Is there a specific location you're going for?
Mainly the giant crab.
That giant beast? Okay, you hold the doorknob in the air, you twist it slightly, focusing upon this giant creature, and lo and behold, 100 oranges appear just above the top on it, but it does not seem to have any effect whatsoever upon the
Yeah,
creature.
I think this
It's just
is above our level, guys. I hate to point out, but
I don't think the oranges are gonna help us in this situation.
You tried. Here's a gold star.
there
The
are
citrus
now 100.
inside might have blinded
There are
the
now
creature. We
100
don't know.
oranges scattering across the ground.
I just want to mention, but Orange, you glad she tried to help anyway?
Oh my god.
Poot rocks before you die. No, seriousness, Poot, it is now your turn.
Okay.
Your
Um,
hands are no longer strained.
Okay,
At
I
least she must
run.
her courage.
I run towards Mori, and then as I'm doing so, I'm kind of pointing at the monster, and weird voices that they probably haven't heard yet. She says, "Look up there, there's someone there."
Yep, so in a cavalcade of voices, almost like sort of Bumblebee in the Transformer movies recently, different voices speak out the phrase of, look up there, look, as you are directed to look upwards to the top of that massive behemoth creature. Are you going to continue running past Mori once you've said this?
Yes, and is it okay as I grab her hand as I'm running past her to kind of lead her towards the cart with the stuff in it?
Yeah, make me a quick strength check.
Okie dokie dokie.
For the love of
15.
God, please don't roll a 20.
15.
Okay.
rips off
Yay!
Don't accidentally want to yank the skeleton's arm off, folks.
You are making your way back to the car. So, back to the top, Mori, you are being dragged along at this moment.
Yay.
What do you want to do?
Can I keep dragging her to the wagon?
So you're going to take over the dragging and move over force and drag towards.
Just pick me up and yeet me into the water.
Everyone is basically around there now, and you are able to get your equipment. The bird who was going to be executed is no longer being executable, and the skeleton is dragging the bird along.
I just want to repeat in Maury's voice from what she said earlier. Hey, don't touch my stuff.
So you hear the voice of Mori coming from the bird going, hey, don't touch my stuff. As they run over.
Mori looks confused.
Oh, and also, is it okay for one more that I also inform them of the person on top of the crab monster?
Yeah, in the same style that you did to Mori, you go, there, look up there, pointing at the big fucking behemoth, which everyone can do a perception check now, and if anyone gets above a 15, let me know.
Okay, let's see.
I got an 8.
But
Mori.
I got a 9.
Yo, damn it! I'm trying to help.
I got a 14. And then I got above a 15.
Okay, everyone who got above a 15 quickly darts their eyes towards this massive beast and can just vaguely make out at the very top of his head that there is indeed someone on top of the creature. So yeah, Mina, your move.
Seeing the guy on top, I try to shoot again. I try to shoot at him again.
You're gonna have to
Question,
roll.
did I not get a turn?
So well last time.
Your turn's coming up next, Opalzine.
Oh, okay. I thought
Yeah.
I was above Mina there on the.
No.
Okay.
Mina, you have to roll at disadvantage as you can't perfectly make out, and it is a long way up.
Okay, what's the disadvantage?
So basically, roll the d20 twice, and you take the lowest score.
Okay.
It's as if you're making an attack roll again, sort of thing. So.
Okay, 13.
So 13 the lowest score.
Mhm.
Is that with your attack modifier added on?
Yeah.
Which should be next to your weapon, which is +5. So does that?
+5.
Well, sorry. What's next to your? When it says crossbow, it should have a number next to it.
It says +1.
Okay, so you add +1, so that's a 14.
Yeah.
Okay, you fire up, but again, it just harmlessly. It not only does it miss the figure, it hits the creature, and it just pings off harmlessly.
Oh.
What the fuck?
So is there anything else you want to do?
Try to get my shackles off so I could move efficiently.
Yep. In this case, make a strength check to see if you can just try and pull at the shackles.
A strength check?
Strength, yeah.
I have 11. Do I roll a d20?
You roll a d20, yeah.
I got a 7.
Then, with your strength modifier, even then you still won't do it. You're just pulling at these chains and nothing's happening. So unfortunately, that's nothing. So, Opalzine.
I have a quick question.
Yeah, who's asking what?
Like, upon noticing a mean fire at the creature, do I notice the person?
I
Or...
would say, yeah, if you're going to follow the line of sight, you can see why they were trying to fire this fucking creature, and you can see just a small figure at the top
Alright.
of this creature.
I have a question.
Yes,
Are my oranges just sitting there on the ground?
they are now sitting on the ground. But, however, it's Opalzine's turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Opalzine, what are you doing?
How far away am I from the creature?
About 60 feet.
Okay. I would like to, for my movement, I would like to move in to the, if I can. How far can I move?
30 feet, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, about there-ish.
Would I be within 30 feet of the monster if I move 30 feet?
Yes.
Okay, I want to move within 30 feet of the monster.
Oh,
Okay.
don't do it.
And I look up to the person sitting on top of this thing, and I want to cast Charm Person.
Okay. Alright.
Using the boobs to the advantage.
Hopefully. I mean,
Can-
she is willfully ignorant that her boobs are a factor, but I, the player, know that sometimes they help.
Okay,
I had
so
a
what?
similar idea.
They
about
have
what
to
we
make
should.
a charisma saving throw, if I'm correct.
Let's see, you attempt to charm a humanoid you can see within range, must make a wisdom saving throw.
A wisdom saving throw.
And does so with advantage if your companions are fighting it. But no one's fighting it, so it does
No
not
one's
have an
fighting, so-
advantage. Oh wait, someone did try something. Does that count
You're
as
not
fighting?
actively fighting it, no.
Okay, cool. So
Right,
it does not have
what's
an
your
advantage.
spell save DC today has to be?
It has to be. What am I looking for again?
It's on your spell sheet at the top where it says your spellcasting thing, and then it should have a number like a 13, 14, or 15 or something like that.
Spell save DC?
That's correct. What's the number?
14.
Okay, well they got a 24.
Oh!
So you fire off this effect towards them, but nothing appears to happen.
Oh shit.
He's immune to thottery.
Tell me they didn't notice us.
Immune to thottery.
So that's your action and that's your movement.
Yep.
So it's the pale guys now.
Oh no.
The pale guys.
This guy's moving in a bit here to fight.
Go outside more, damn it.
Combat rage is on, and five, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. This shadow car's running over here, but this shadow car here
Oh no.
is getting towards you.
Oh jeez.
Oh.
Now you fucked up.
Now you're fucked up. Now you're fucked up.
Opalzine's got the best hit points of all of us, I think.
I say I have 11 hit points.
At like
It's
12.
going to roll to attack you with this long spiked chain as it has reach. The full responding. Okay, oh, okay then.
No.
Bye.
Does an 8 hit your AC? What's your armor class?
Armor class, armor class, armor
It's at
class.
the top of the sheet.
At the very at the
It's in the
spells.
little sheet. It's in the
Next to
little-
initiative.
Oh, next to initiative. Armor class is 16.
Okay, it got an 8, so its chain misses you entirely with the first swipe. It can make a second one, however. Damn, alright then. It got a 10 with the second one. So it misses you on both occasions.
Oh! Thank fuck.
Now get the fuck out of there!
Run!
Camille and Vanto, as you're there, you finish and unlock the restraints around the drow. What do you want to do now?
I would like to load my hand crossbow and move over to shoot the orc that's attacking the beautiful dragon lady.
You'd like to attack the pale thing over there?
Yep.
You can get out.
Hand crossbow using sneak attack because it doesn't know I'm here.
It is not paying attention yet, as aware, so roll to hit, please.
What am I rolling?
You roll your d20 and you add the modifier that should be next to your weapon.
I've got an expertise in hand crossbows.
Expertise in hand crossbows? No, you have proficiency in hand crossbows.
Proficiency, that's the one. That's, yeah.
It should mean that you would add your dexterity score plus your proficiency bonus to whatever you roll on the d20. So it'll be a +2 and plus whatever your dexterity's modifier is.
Hold on. What am I rolling?
So roll the d20.
Yep. Just one?
Just the one.
4. Wow.
You can have advantage on this one. I will allow advantage on this one occasion.
So roll again?
Roll again. Yep, roll again.
13.
Okay. What's your dexterity modifier?
+3.
And +5, so that's an 18
Yep.
overall. That hits.
Yep.
Roll damage.
5.
Okay, so you rolled a 5.
Yep.
Is that what's your 1d?
It's the hand crossbow's 1d6 piercing.
And you rolled a 5.
Yep.
And plus your dexterity modifier, which is a 3. So that's an 8.
And sneak attack.
Yes. Can you roll your sneak attack damage, please?
Which is 1d6.
Yep.
Of 1.
That's still 9 damage.
Yeah.
That's 9 damage, that's not bad. And in that moment, you start walking up to the overseen, hand crossbow out, fire at the Shadar Kai, dares to try and attack Opalzine in this moment, who has the gall to attack this beautiful dragon lady, and bolt pierces straight through their neck and they fall to the ground.
Yay!
Oh, thank you.
Splendid.
And
You're
another
very
thing.
welcome, my dear.
Oof.
Oof.
Winks.
Oh,
Poot
Not sure
chuckles
what to
again.
do with
get a
that.
room, you two.
Winks and does a little bow.
This is really the time.
Yeah, Poot
At
chuckles
this
again.
time,
Raises an eyebrow.
Oh, it's coming closer.
Oh shit.
Oh dear.
the
We're
creature just
bummed
moving
now,
ever
guys.
closer. Cordelia, it's now your turn.
Fuck.
We have
I'm
to
gonna
go
move
this
myself in front of the people who are at the cart.
So right to there.
Pull the shield up.
Okie dokie. Anything else?
Not really. I'm just preparing myself in case something happens.
Okie dokie. Alright, that's fine. Right, it is the Drow's turn, as they are now there where they jump down. A little bit more gossamer, they clearly have their stuff enabled, and goes, I don't know about you, but I think we should all try and get the hell out of Dodge.
Get the fuck out of here.
I think
We
I'm
have a
going.
wagon here. We have a wagon here we can use.
I think I'm going to agree with you, especially
That's okay.
regarding. Yeah.
Yes, I agree entirely. That
Yeah.
At this point, they're going to the front of the wagon, where the horse
Yeah.
is. No
I'm
horse
in.
here. There's a horse.
Who repeats the phrase "Get the hell out of Dodge" and nods.
Okay, it's now the guard's turn.
Gotta save our corpses here.
They're the gods. They're doing their best.
They're trying. Just
They're
note,
trying their hardest.
he critically fails and drops his weapon.
Oh no.
Oh, guy doesn't hit that Shadowkai this time.
Daddy. Oh.
The others aren't doing too well. So that is most unfortunate.
I inspired you, you piece of shit.
Oh, it's your turn.
Alright, so I agree with getting the fuck out of here. So I, very cowardly I might admit, swan dive into the wagon.
What the?
I've got the mouse to protect here, damn it.
Protect the baby.
Okie dokie. With that, Marco's just swan dive his way straight to like, nope, fuck this. Archiato.
I think I'm going to go with them and jump in the wagon and just get the heck out of there.
The oranges didn't work, so.
Hoot.
Yep. I can always make more.
Hoot.
Hoot, also just fucking scrambles into the wagon.
Yeet yourself in.
And she looks at Mori and she waves to come towards her while making rattling bone sounds. Like it's like, come with me. You saved my life. Come with me.
Come with me.
It is Mori's turn.
Yeah, no. I don't have the guts to fight this, so I hop on the wagon.
Giant.
I find it humorous.
I get into the wagon.
Get inside the fucking wagon. Get in. Get in.
Get the fucking wagon.
Opalzine. Opalzine.
What about the guards?
Fuck the guards.
Yeah. Alright, well.
Who imitates the sound of the axe hitting flesh? She doesn't care. Get in the fucking cart. Get in the cart, Shinji.
Okay. Well, before she makes a movement, she's going to look around to see if there's. Did the dwarf have a book with our names in it?
There was a scroll of paper that was using, which is currently on the ground and is being elapsed by a bit of fire.
Okay, good. It's burning. Great. Because I was gonna burn it. Just in case.
You can speed up the process really quickly before moving.
Speed up the process.
I would like to burn that before moving to the car.
Yeah.
You look towards the
my
oak,
name being tainted.
click your fingers, fire a bolt of fire towards the bit of paper, and it starts to burn up a little faster before running.
I think the tiefling took my hand.
Yes.
Okay, so you can go in together.
Aw.
We'll jump in together. However, Shadowkai are moving first. Gordon Freeman, save my soul. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. As this Shadowkai enters into this building over here.
I'm sure there's nothing.
Pale guy. Yeah. These two are fighting this
Like
one.
it's important.
Quick question: is this the same cart that has all our shit in it?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Okay, thank God.
As these two Shadowkai sort of move together, team up, and take down this guard.
Aww.
Rest in peace, Billy number
Bye,
2.
Billy.
I get an F in chat for Billy 2.
That's in the comments for Billy.
It's a rip in the chat.
It's a rip in the chat.
Rip in the chat.
R.I.P. Yes.
And together, bump into the cart.
Wait, who's
Banto.
driving?
The drows at the front.
The
Okay.
black elf.
No, Dark Elf, you racist prick. Bantle, was there anything else you wanted to do while you were running to the car?
How are we going to get out of this fort? Should I have a perception check to look around where we're going to go?
Yep, quick perception check, since you are the one actively looking for a way out.
11.
Okay, the quick thing you see, there's a massive fucking hole here, which you could try and get past the creature and not get hit, or go that way.
Close exit?
But there's also that's an improvised exit now, and there is an exit here, but it's currently barred.
Oh shit, we're gonna have to go through the hole.
So, with that in mind, it's now.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Cornelia, you gotta
Well, it's now your turn.
run!
I'm gonna move towards the cart and keep my shield up.
Are you gonna get in the car?
Yeah. And I'm gonna slam the door shut.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, fuck that.
It's now Miathiel's turn as they control the horses to.
Bye, bitch!
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
I will. Unless there's anyone anything. Does anyone? So I'll quickly still go through it. Things. So guards. This guy's fighting still. He fails and he drops his weapon. Shit.
Kevin, no!
Kevin!
Bye,
Kevin
Kevin!
failed.
I inspired you, and this is the payment I received.
But it's now Markov. Markov, you're in the wagon. Is there anything you particularly want to do while you're there?
Alright, I'm gonna shoot at one of the pale people with my crossbow.
Okay, so as you're going past, you're going to try and shoot at one of these guys because this guy can't be seen anymore.
Is the curtain closed, like the prison wagons, or is it open?
I think someone said they closed the doors behind, but Markov can push the door open to fire. There is also tiny windows at the top.
Okay.
I'm gonna push the door open.
Okay.
And shoot at the guy in there.
Okay.
Bruh, you're gonna get yourself killed.
No,
Close the door!
I've got a
Sorry,
cantrip.
roll to
for it,
hit. Oh, yeah, okay. What are you gonna do?
Right?
What are you gonna
Roll.
do? Roll to hit. What do you get?
I got a 13.
Plus your strength modifier.
That's +2.
Yes, your
15.
proficiency is so strength and your proficiency technically makes that 17. That hits. Which of these two are you going for again? Top one. Bottom one.
Yes.
Bottom one.
Top one.
Top one. Okay. Roll damage.
Fuck. 5.
Okay. Plus your strength modifier. So that's at 7. If I remember correctly.
Turn my mic down a little bit, sorry.
Puts your crossbow to the side. Think, and in that moment, hits it straight in the throat. Sharakai go.
Nice shot. Now let's close the fucking doors.
Archiato, what are you going to do? Anything in particular? Archiato.
Joy.
Joy. Joy.
Oh. She went off mute. Hold on. Wait.
Someone ping her because it's her turn.
Joy is typing.
Jay's typing. Okay, hold on.
Am I muted?
Yep.
Not anymore.
Oh.
Oh, wait.
Think so, Joy? Hang on, let's have a look. Oh no, it's just that we can't hear them. Okay. How odd.
Peculiar.
Yeah, leave and come back.
Leave.
No,
leave.
we can't hear you, Joy. Leave the call and come back.
Baby,
This is
come
one
back.
thing for the audience. Wonderful thing.
This is what happens when like wireless headsets that would like have microphones and they'll shut themselves off, and it's just it's a piece of shit to deal with.
The pain of voice
Big mood.
Alright, can you... Joy?
Are you speaking, Joy?
Well, rip.
I think your mic fucking cut itself.
I can't believe she died.
No, can you maybe, like, try typing until it fixes itself or something?
Yeah. Well, while Joy's typing, what they're gonna do? Okay, while Joy's sorting that self out, Poot.
Okay.
Is there anything you're gonna do while you're in the wagon as you're driving by?
I look for my stuff.
Okay, you look for your stuff and you will find a box which has your stuff in.
Okay, and can I start putting that stuff on and getting my stuff back?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
On that note, Mori, is there anything you particularly want to do?
Same thing. I take my stuff, and can someone take off my shackles, please?
I move to assist with that.
Okay,
Thank
Vanto
you.
goes to move to assist.
Help the skeleton.
Is it okay if I point to my leg and like just make a chain rattling sound? Like help?
Yep, that's fine. So do Mori first.
So
She
that's
lifts her leggy up real
proficiency,
far.
so 2d20s higher 1.
Yep.
23.
Okay, because you did it so quickly, you can also quickly go and do boots if you'd like, because
Yep.
you got
Roll
more
again.
necessary.
Hell yeah. I just want you
And
to
that
know
is
that
21.
all of you are getting a special treat if we make it out of this make it out of this alive.
Woo!
So that was 21.
Okay, you undo both of their restraints.
Yay!
Opalzine,
Happy
is there anything
squawks.
particularly you want to do?
I don't suppose setting a fire to try and melt off my chains inside of a wooden construct would be a very smart idea.
Nah.
Do you want to kill?
Wisdom check?
I don't want to do that. No, I was just making a
Can
joke.
I help Opalzine as well?
Yes, you can. Because of the rolls you got, you can.
Awesome.
If you have the time, good ma'am, perhaps you could undo my shackles as well?
Oh, it would be my pleasure. And that's 16.
Yeah, that's enough that you click, 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 click. Shackles come off.
Thank you.
Joy's
Is it
back.
working?
Yeah,
Yay!
Joy, is there anything you want to do while the cart's trying to get out?
I was asking if my legs were still bound and if I could try to get those off.
They are currently still bound, if I remember correctly, so if you'd like Vanto to help take them off, you can.
I'm gonna do
Wait, I'm proficient in thieves' tools too. I
You
forgot
have
about
these
that.
tools, though?
Wait, shit, no, never mind.
Okay.
Alright.
Vanto does.
I'll help out.
Sure.
That one is 13.
Okay. It's going to take you a bit while longer, but within a few turns you'll get the shackles off of Archiato. Again, fur is getting a bit in the way for you, and it's a bit odd. So, with that in mind, Shadow Kai going to do their movement bit. This guy is going to go for this one.
Oh,
Missing Kevin.
which Shadow Kai was killed by the
The top one, the one that had been attacking first the longest.
Yep.
But yes, the pale creatures are like. Kimira and Vanto, you've been helping people, so I'll say that's what you've been doing for your ones. Big Boy gets to move.
You can't see that. I just put my hands in the air.
Oh, he's
God,
coming.
following us.
Oh, Lord!
The Astral Guard, the big creature is going straight for you. Cordelia, is there anything particularly you want to do while you're in here?
Tecto had a BRB.
Oh, that's right. So we'll presume that she's protecting, as Maethiel is driving the cart. Oh, no, we left some of them behind.
Oh no!
That by yourself. As you make it to the edge and out of here.
Woo!
Great success.
And you manage to drive on speedily, making your way out and escape from the fort that you are in.
No.
Because fuck that last
Fuck
word in
off,
the right.
crap man.
I live,
Oh, no.
bitch!
While you are in the wagon, if people would like to do an investigation check to see what else is in here.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
Investigation.
Aww!
that is now over. So
Aww! Aww!
I rolled a 5.
I rolled a 1!
hang on, sweeties.
Alright.
Okay, just need to get the list back up so I can then see what everyone got. So, Mori.
I got an 8.
Okay. Mina.
Good. I got a 10.
Opalzine.
18.
Kimir and Vanto.
5.
Cordelia.
Still gone.
Still gone, so we'll skip for a second. We'll come. Markov.
You're supposed to roll a d20, right?
D20 plus your any modifier you'd have for investigation.
All right, so that's 12.
12? With the modifier?
Wait, no. That's a 15.
15, very nice. Archiato.
I got a 9.
Okay, and Poot.
I got a 1 plus a modifier, which is a 2.
I'm back.
Okay, Cordelia, as you're escaping from the area, can you make me an investigation roll as you check the cart for things?
Is that a D20?
D20 plus your investigation modifier if you have one. It's in your skills.
8 and a 1, that's a 9.
9.
Also,
Kenku.
for people listening, I make the joke about getting pretzel bites in my fucking meme videos. I have pretzel bites.
I check now.
Did you
I've
bring
been
them up to
saved.
share with-
Yes, I have a whole tub.
Okay, so
I've got barley sugar.
Damn it, I want pretzels now.
Fuck it, I'll get a ginger
that
ale.
moment. Mori, Vanto, Cordelia, Archiato, and Poot, you managed to find amongst all the bits and pieces enough rations here for about 10 days worth of travel. So it's like travel rations. So dried meats, breads, and the like.
Can I
Awesome.
give my rations to someone else? That
Yes,
needs
you
them?
can. It's fine. It said it's enough rations for everyone to have enough for 10 days.
Oh, okay.
It's a fair bit. But yes, you can. If you just give us
I eat only oranges, so
more.
I'm...
Mina, you particularly find in one box a box of jellied candies
Nice.
and 4 loaves of black bread.
Yeah, those are so good.
Awesome. I can quick
No,
this.
really, they're really good.
Yeah, it's made with black sugar. Molasses.
Nice.
And Opalzine and Markov, you find hidden away around the back as if someone has tried to hide this away, a cask of ale labelled as Elminster's Choice.
Can you spell that real quick?
E-L Minister.
E-L Minister.
Elminster's Choice. And a 100-pound wheel of Arabellan cheddar.
Nice.
Holy shit.
What? Wait, 100 pounds? 100?
Yeah, it's a massive
LCS.
wheel of cheese.
No one measures in pounds. Come
What?
on.
What is it called?
Arabellan cheddar.
Oh god, keep the mice away from me.
Arabellan cheddar.
No, it's fucking mine now.
So,
Actually, it's both of ours.
I know, I'm just kidding.
Keep the mouse away from it.
Share.
If the mouse
You
eats
managed
the
to get
cheddar,
full
I'm gonna
bucks.
fucking kill it.
I said, you managed to be guys. Now that you've got away, you get some experience from this little event bit.
Woo!
Yay!
Everyone will get. Brace yourselves.
Mhm.
Because you managed to get away with not being killed, and in some cases killing, these strange pale-skinned people. You didn't get killed by this hulking beast, or attacked for that matter. and you've managed to make it out of the area scot-free, everyone gets 900 experience points,
Crikey.
Oh.
which jumps you from 1st to 3rd level.
Yeah.
I get my wings.
So,
So do we change our level 1s to 3s and put 900 in the experience box?
that is correct.
Hey, Rain, we can fly now.
In a moment, I will, once we've, because I will do a bit of a wrap-up here, so we won't go for too long. I'll do a little bit more, and then we'll see about what we can do here. Sure, as you make your way far, far away from the food, travelling for some time just so you can get a bit of distance between yourself and the group.
Do we know where it was on the island that we were?
After a little bit of travelling and some basic guesswork on your part, you figure out that you were here, Fort Nar.
Okay.
You've been travelling this way for a bit, and when you get by to the lake, far enough away that you are safe-ish, the drow stops the cart and slows down.
Is it okay for Poot to, since she has her stuff by now, yes?
Yes, you all have your stuff. You're all unbound, have your equipment, and such.
Okay. I would like to give everybody a bottle of Dragon's Breath mead.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone receive a bottle of Dragon Breath's mead.
Which leaves me down.
Where do we put that?
You put that in your treasure on page 2.
A bottle.
And that leaves me with 2 bottles, if I'm not mistaken. So.
That is correct.
Which one? I'm trying to find it.
Do you write meal?
Dragon
Every-
breath mead. Sweet.
Mead is spelled M-E-A-D, right?
M-E-A-D, that's correct.
Okay.
And
Okay.
So,
It keeps scrolling.
What does
So-
mean?
mead. Mead, M-E-A-D, is a drink. It's a honey-based alcohol.
Oh, okay.
So, the cart slows down to a halt and drags to a stop. And the drow turns around and shifts the back so they can come in and talk to you and go, well, that just happened.
What was that thing?
Wait,
Hmm.
Poot looks at her and just tilts her head and asks name.
My name, is Myathiel Shavrak Nilo. I
Yes.
am, I was here on I think you call it in your tongue, peacekeeping mission. Unfortunately I was caught up in this mess. I don't quite know what you were told about me, but,
I remember something about a chair.
yes, someone did hit me with a chair. I may have set them on fire.
I look rather sheepish.
Perhaps can you explain more about... Do you know what that creature was, by any chance?
Yes, I do. I know what all of those things were. The pale screen creatures are Shadar Kai. They are kin to the elves. They are creatures who are normally raised on the Shadowfell plane. They are not native to this land. And that creature was, I think, an astral guardian.
A what?
What the fuck was it doing there?
That's the big question, isn't it? The astral guardians are normally in the astral sea. So quite why this one is on the mortal realm is beyond me.
Did they came to rescue you?
I don't know who any of them were. And I don't much like Shadar Kai.
Did they came here to kill you?
I don't think I was their objective. I think they were here for something else, though quite what that was, I do not know.
Poot tilts her head once again, and she tells everybody about the person she saw on top of the creature.
Yeah,
And-
he's repeated that there was someone on top, which the drow nods head and goes, yes, that makes sense. That someone was controlling it. Now, I will have to leave you. I must go back and do what I set out to do. But, and she looks towards Opalzine, you did save my life. So I owe you a favor of sorts.
Is there some way possible? I am on a mission of my own, trying to save my family. Perhaps when you are done with your mission, you can find me and help me save my sisters?
Perhaps. I think I might be able to help you a bit more in that ring, and in fact all of you. How well off are all of you in terms of monetary finances?
Got like 3 coins.
I have 10 gold.
50 gold pieces.
Oh. Everyone else?
Where would it be?
It
It's
would
on-
be the
It's
first
in your
page.
equipment.
Yeah,
Okay.
first page.
Part of me wants to lie just to see if she'd give us more money, but I don't want to be that much of a dick just yet, so I'll just tell her the truth, and it's 15 gold pieces. And after she says it, she makes the poot mimics the sound of gold jingling.
Well, Mina, Cordelia.
I have 30.
For gold pieces, I have 10.
Right.
Am I the richest person here? Damn.
Well, that will keep you going for a while, but I want to pay you back in gold in some way, but I have no finances myself.
Babe, there are ways to pay other than gold.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Please, if it
Which at this
if you
point,
do not have
the drow looks to Kamir and goes, I'm touched and I'm flattered, but I don't have the time, sweetheart.
Another time then.
Poot gestures to the bottle of mead that she gave her, and all she asks is,
What I can do is, I know
I'm
a
doing
person
a game
in
right now.
Daegor.
Hold on, I'm sorry. I just got interrupted by my family. As I was saying, Poot points to the bottle and she's just like, spread the word.
I can do that.
Spread the
for-
word.
I have a friend in Daegor that might be able to repay this with some work, if you are interested. You seem an able lot, and perhaps you can do good work together, if you're interested.
I have nothing
Daegor.
better to do.
Poot
Sure.
nods vigorously.
is there a way for us to try and find you again?
Oh, no, but I'll find you.
Okay, that's a little concerning.
I look forward to it.
Yeah,
Oh,
Poot's
fuck.
cheeks fluff, kind of poofs up a little bit.
If you go to Daegor, ask for the Marchioness Dussard at the Drunken Rat Tavern.
Can you spell that?
Marchioness Dussard.
Marsh.
Hang on.
At the what?
At the Black Raven Tavern? Oh, the Drunken Rat Tavern. Okay.
Yeah.
Do sod. Drunken at tavern. Okay.
At the what tavern? I am so sorry.
At
The
the
Drunken
drunken rat.
The rat is drunk. The cat can catch him.
Rat is drunk as fuck.
It's not mouse.
It's not mouse. Neem is not getting drunk.
Give the mouse a drink.
I
I
would say,
swear to fucking God.
sir, would you like perhaps I will take the cask of ale and you can have the cheese for your little companion.
That is a reasonable arrangement. Yes.
With that, as enough has been said, the drow sort of steps back a little bit and starts to shimmer and fade and
As you
disappears.
do.
Oh.
Can you spell out her name again, real quick?
Give us a second.
Okay.
Yeah, I know her last name was Shiloh, so I just put.
No.
Shia LaBeouf.
No.
Shia LaBeouf.
Wait, he isn't dead. Shia is surprised. There's a gun to your head and death in his eyes.
Oh my
But
God.
I think we follow her.
Hello.
I think we follow her instructions.
What's her name again?
It's in the chat.
It's in the chat. Mayathiel Shabrak Nilo.
Oh.
So, you're all together. The drow has just fucking vanished. There's no one in control of the cart anymore since it stopped. What do?
Can we take the car?
Yeah, you're in it.
I suggest we follow her instructions and go to Dangor. Not because I want to see someone.
I am rubbish at animal handling. I advise someone who has, some skill in that.
I
Go to
am
the
good
cart.
with only sea
Go to Dangor.
vehicles.
I do. I have skills in animal handling.
Okay, if Poot would like to attempt to drive the wagon,
I would.
go
Can
on,
I go
try
sit
your
with
animal
Poot?
handling. Yep,
What'd you
Hey.
say? I'm so sorry, Angela.
animal handling.
I have a +4 in animal handling.
Yep, so roll d20 and plus the 4 to it.
So it'll be a 15.
Okay, takes you a moment because the reins are much bigger in your hands. You give them a moment, and you start to push the horses on. 10, 15, 20. Okay. It takes the best part of the day, even though it was early morning when you arrived at Fort Narthor. It takes the best part of the day until it's mid to late afternoon by the time you arrive in Dagor, the wonderful port town that it is. There are no gates to this town, you just roll straight up and find a nice place to stop the cart.
Alright.
So, starting with Mina, what are you doing?
I get out of the car and look around.
Before
You
we
get
get too into this, do we want to have a pee break and just get snacks and shit?
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
just go-
Yeah,
ev-
let's
okay,
do a
that's
little
fine.
break.
This is the
Everyone
time to
take
take
a-
breaks. We're gonna take a break time.
Take a 5-10-minute break and be back in 5 seconds.
Welcome back.
Okay, well,
Welcome back.
Fixed a bit of the audio problems, and we've leveled up our characters. We're all level 3 now.
yep, welcome to part 2.
Motherfuckers.
You haven't killed yourself yet, and if you've managed to listen to this far, bravo, have a internet cookie.
Have a dragon's breath mead.
Have
Have
some
a poop.
dragon's breath mead.
Have
yeah.
some dragon's
Have a
breath mead.
Yeah. Have some dragon's breath mead. Favoured class is sponsored by Dragon Breath Mead.
We're not fucking sponsored.
We got a sponsor.
We are our own sponsor.
No. Everyone is now. The party has managed to make it away from Fort Narthor and the destruction that took place there. After parting ways with Mayathiel Shabrak Nilo, they have arrived in the port town of Dagor. Mina started off by saying she's getting out to have a look around. So can you do me a perception check, please, Mina?
Yeah. Do I roll a d20 with my perception modifier?
That is correct.
Okay. 23.
Okie dokie. You can see that it's a nice, vibrant, like there are so many people running up and around. Even for a late afternoon, the market that was here is dying down, but there are still lots and lots of people running up and around. in doing their last bits of shopping or getting on with the last bits and pieces. And some people clearly showing some bit concerned that there was the noise they may have heard off in the distance, but don't pay much heed to it and are just generally getting on with life. So is there anything else you can do with that?
I don't think I ever got my shackles off. Can I try to
I would
off?
say during time of travel you have got all your shackles off. They're all off.
Oh, okay.
You're
Okay.
all unrestrained. You're all good.
You're welcome.
I guess I'll just put my hair into a ponytail and wait for everyone else to get off.
Okie dokie. Mori,
Yeah.
what you doing?
I want to use minor illusion because I'm a skeleton on me.
Okay. How are you? What are you trying to show on your minor illusion?
My normal human.
Okay. Because you'll have to wrap your robes around it because it will only cover your face.
Yeah.
But you'll wrap your robes a little closer and you put up an illusion of your original face, I guess.
Okay.
When you were living.
And as you step out with your clothes carrying you, anyone who looks at you sees that you look like a normal human. For the period. So that's that. Opalzine. What you doing?
Well, I'm going to climb out of the cart, look around, and, well, this has been quite an interesting thing. I wouldn't mind sticking with you lot, but, I am looking for someone to help me on my own quest. Perhaps would any of you be interested before I decide to do anything?
Questions open to the group.
Like, go with you while you go look for something?
Or just join me in general on my mission?
I don't mind to join you.
Yeah.
I don't really care. I don't think my parents will back, and I mean, yay, adventure!
Adventure time. Copyright song.
What was that, Markov?
I do suppose I could accompany the fine lady.
Okay.
And I'm just so you know, I'm not sure that I could really pay you. This would be more of a honor thing. You see, I'm trying to save my sisters, and I went looking for adventures, and then I got caught up in all this crazy business. So perhaps later down the road, if we all make some coin together, I could give you a percentage of my earnings to help pay for my little venture, if that would be more beneficial to someone who may not wish to do it honorably and rather than work for coin.
Yeah,
Who
lovely.
immediately nods to the idea of getting paid.
I'm in it for two things. A good time and hot chicks. This sounds like both. Sign me up.
You got your priorities set.
I'm not sure if you'll find hot chickens on this quest. But I'm sure you're able to look if you go to a butcher.
Not quite what I was getting at, but all right, babe.
I imitated a chicken squawking.
Okay, Cordelia.
Fine with me. I mean, I'd usually be on the high seas, but this is all right.
Okay, and Mina.
I don't mind tagging along. As long as I get paid, I do want to buy a new dress.
Okay, so Opalzine, now you've got that ascertained that people will help you, and you're out of the cart. Is there anything particularly you want to do?
I guess then I would just kind of follow the group because we were supposed to go look for
the guy.
Marchioness Dussad.
Yes.
Dussad.
So I'll just follow the group as we. Oh shit! I'm bleeding.
That out while I get to the next person. Emir and Vanto.
Hello.
What to do?
I'm sort of just waiting to see what the group does, but I should probably, if we're going into a town, disguise myself.
Okay. How
No shit, after what we learned about. Yeah.
Use minor illusion just like me. I'll be fine.
You have disguise self, do you not, Camille?
I have disguise self and I have minor illusion, so
Disguise self would probably be slightly better for you because it can change your whole body.
yeah. I'll use disguise self, and I believe I find clothes, don't I?
Mm-hmm.
Although I don't even need to put that on.
No, with the disguise self, it changes your clothing as well.
Alright, I make myself look like the persona I have of Yuki Willow,
Okay.
who is the daughter of an imaginary duke.
Okay, so how does Yuki Willow look?
Pretty much me, my same as Chimera appearance, just fair-skinned, normal human, no tail, no horns.
Okay, so it just looks more humanoid.
Yep.
So.
And finer clothes. Much nicer clothes.
Okay, so again, Bando stepped out into the world after talking this and changes from the tiefling form you're used to a more human appearance.
Quick
with
question.
much finer clothes. Yes.
Did word of our execution at Narthor, like, did that go to all the towns, or was that just a one-time thing?
An insight check.
D20, right?
Yep.
Damn it, I rolled a 3. No.
Well, we're off.
No idea. Not
And
a clue.
a 3 and a 3, that's a 6.
So, not a clue. No idea. You guess not.
Maybe I can try. Here, let me try.
Yeah, that's fine.
There's my 1d20. There it is. Okay. Because I saw the thing burned, so I'm probably thinking, I wonder if that was enough to hide us. So let me see if that was, and it was a insight?
Yes.
Oh, it's not one of my good ones. Okay. Roll good, roll good, roll good. What's that? 12. 12 plus 3 is 15.
Okay, with that, and with some suggestion from Cordelia, you get the idea that if there was any information about your execution and arrest, it was probably on that list that burnt to cinders.
Oh, thank God!
Well, I'm glad I burned that list then.
Thanks, dude.
I don't know what dude is.
My mom would kill me.
So, Cordelia.
It's just friend. Don't
So, as I said, so
lose your head
Cordelia,
Yeah?
what do you want to do? Now you're out and about.
You kind of know what I want to do.
You want to go and find her, do you?
Yeah.
Daddy.
Aww.
Okay. So you're gonna go off on your own for a bit.
Can I go? Yeah, I gotta go do something really quick. I'll be back. I'll meet you at the what is it?
The
Drunken
Drunken
Rat
Rat
Tavern. Okay? Bye.
Okay, so Markov, what do you want to do?
So first, since I never got out of the carriage, I'm going to hop my way out of the carriage. And I suppose I'll look for any nearby street signs.
Okay, so you can get your bearings and where to go. That's a good idea. I will get back to you on that one. Archiato?
I think I'm gonna hop out of the carriage, stretch, and then I guess decide to follow everybody else because I have no idea what the heck I'm doing with my life, and I don't think my parents are ever gonna take me back. And so,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, Poot.
I hop out of the carriage and can I look around to see if there's a blacksmith shop and listen out for it?
Yes, you can. Do a perception check for that one, and at the same time, Church, can you also do a perception check?
Alright.
I rolled a 16 plus 2, so it's an 18.
Okay, and Markov, what have you got?
I rolled a 4, and that's plus 3, so that's a 7.
Okay, you cannot immediately... Markov, you can't immediately see any signs pointing anywhere, so you're a bit pissed off. Like, what sort of town doesn't have signs? What dirty heathens would dare not have signs everywhere? You wish to see their manager. Hoot.
I'm the
Not
manager.
far away, you do see a blacksmith.
I repeat what Cordelia said about being right back,
Okay,
and I immediately.
Cordelia's voice and run over to the blacksmith.
Mhm.
Okay, give us 1 second. I will come back to you as well.
Okay.
So 1 second while I decide who's going off to it. I presume find the drunken rat tavern. So 1 second. So everyone but Cordelia and Poot are heading to the drunken rat.
Yeah.
Is that good? So before I follow the main group, I'm going to do Cordelia and Poot quickly, as they're off doing several things, and then we'll do the group as a whole. So Cordelia. You are familiar with Dagor. You know these streets well.
Yeah.
You've been here before, so you run through the streets, running closer to the port's edge, in search of a flower shop. And
Yes.
You're so cute.
1 second. Our shop, which is referred to as Lilies for Life.
That's so cute. Oh my god.
Enter into it, and you get the familiar Russian smell of all those different flowers, from lavender to just the hint of the rose, and it's an intoxicating smell that you have associated with Madeline. And at the other side of the desk, with flowing locks of auburn hair, slightly sort of tanner skin, and a flowing green dress, and slightly little dimpled cheeks. At the desk is Madeline, who looks up to you and just bursts into a smile. It's Cordelia, it's you!
I'm gonna run over to her.
And she meets you midway. She runs from the desk and hugs straight onto you.
Oh my god!
Best shit ever. 10 out of 10.
Cordelia, where have you been?
Well, I went out drinking with a couple of my sailors, and one way or another, a bar fight led to me nearly getting executed this time, but it was okay in the end.
Oh, don't worry me like that. Please. I worry about you every day. That sort of news is just worrying.
Oh.
I'll
You're
be
okay
alright.
now.
I'm okay. I'm with the, I got a few new friends. I'm
I'd love
supposed to.
meet them.
Oh. I'm supposed to meet them at the Drunken Rat Tavern, but
Well,
I
it's
don't know.
It's alright. I understand if you have things to do. I know you're busy, dear. So, you doing what you need to do, but before you run off and go, and she takes hold of your face and gently kisses you.
Oh.
Said,
This is sweet as fuck.
don't be gone for too long, please, and I'd love to see you again.
I promise.
Okay. So, is there anything else you want to do while you're with Madeline?
I want to give her the biggest hug on earth.
So, and she
Pretty
wraps her
hug.
arms around you, and for a good long moment, while the shop is empty, you embrace in a loving, warm embrace. So, moving over to Poot. Poot, you run over to the blacksmith, and running around the corner so you can find the noise of the hammer of the ting, ting, ting. And as you run over, there is a muscular, bald-headed, grey-bearded dwarf working at the blacksmith.
Poot immediately runs over to him, and she gently taps on him.
Okay, as you do, the blacksmith turns and looks down like, "You're right, little one."
She imitates the sound of a hammer clinking and then points to herself and she asks asks him in her weird, disgruntled voice, in her weird, embobbled voices, if she's seen anyone who looked like her, but brown.
Which the sort of dwarf stops, puts his hammer down for a moment, and puts the blade he was working on into the coals. And looks down and then crouches down a bit more so he can be a bit more at your height, but only by a little bit, and goes, "Well, now that you mention it, some months ago, someone just like that did come along. They were with a group of people. Some like a mix of elves and tieflings. But that was many months ago, little one. I don't know where they're headed, but they seem to be searching for something. Maybe we might want to try one of the bigger cities."
Who nods and she looks down for a second, again imitating the sound of the hammer clinking, and then she searches through her bag, and as a thank you, she gives him one of the last 2 bottles of her dragon's breath mead.
Which the dwarf sort of looks a bit confused for a second and reaches out and takes the bottle and uncorks the top of it and just takes a sip from it and then smiles, actually quite happy, like, "This is actually really nice. That's...
What?
Jesus. This is a nice brew you got there, little one. Thank you."
Excuse
She
the,
nods.
sorry.
Oh, it's okay. She nods, says thank you, and starts walking back towards the drunken rat.
Okay, so everyone else, so Mori, Mina, Opalzine, Vanto, Markov, and Akiato, you make your way to the Drunken Rat. It's not too hard to find it, as the Drunken Rat is the only tavern in town.
Oh.
But it's a nice, sizable building. It's bigger than your average tavern should look. And when you enter inside, it is awash with people. There are humans and dwarfs make up the main populace, but there's 1 or 2 elves poking around. And when you step in, there is a brief moment where some people give you a sideline look because, you know, Markov mostly stands out quite a fair bit, as does Akiato. But you enter into the tavern. What appears
I'm
to be...
fucking purple, of course I stand out.
Yeah, so we're going to go in reverse. Akiato, you're in the tavern. What are you doing?
I think looking around, like I've never been in a tavern before, and kind of considering maybe ordering something.
So you're going to go order something.
Yep.
Second then, Markov, is there anything you particularly want to do?
I think I'm going to find a table for the group, in case we decide to eat.
Okay, you're going to go find a table. Kamir and Vanta?
Go up to the bar and order a drink.
Okay, Opalzine?
I'm also going to go to the bar, but I'm going to look for the barkeep specifically who is the barkeep?
I will describe so in a moment. Just getting at what people want to do first. So go to the bar and find the barkeep to talk. Mina.
Let me say, I'll do the same as Opalzine. Go to the bar, ask for the barkeep, see if we can find out who Marcus.
The Marchionesses. Okay.
Yeah.
Mori?
Yeah, same thing.
Okay, so Markov, you're able to eventually find a table that will be big enough to take all of you, and the one person that was circling it before you kind of backs off after seeing your infernal nature. Akiato and I'll say Vanto gets the bar first, but the barman, who is a big, surly-looking human, he's got some big mutton chops on the side of his face, or thing with dark brown hair, receding hairline enough. He's trying to comb over a section of it, and it's not working, not that well.
Look at this
He's got a
dude.
towel over one shoulder, and he's prepping a bar, and he looks to our cat. He's like, "All right, cat, what can I do to help you?"
I don't know, like, what's the strongest stuff you have?
Strongest stuff I have. All right, well, give us 1 second. I'll have a look and see what we've got. As I attempt to find my Home Realms catalogue. You asked. What is the strongest alcohol I can throw at you?
Whiskey.
You think whiskey's the strongest thing I have?
No.
Oh god.
Okay. Alright.
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 If that's what we're going to do. The
Alright,
barn sort of
alright.
turns again, goes to a large keg built into the wall, and gets a glass sort of tankard, pours out something from it, puts it down on the table and goes, "That'll be 3 copper pieces then."
Not for me, thanks. Doesn't do much with me.
I was pointing this to our cat, so it's like 3 copper pieces.
Do I have any? I don't know if I have any money in my thing. Do I?
I give him the money.
Hang on 1 sec. I'll just double check what our Cato has.
I think it says.
You should have. Because I helped rewrite your character sheet in the first place. You have 10 gold pieces.
Oh, it's okay.
So you would give him a gold piece and you'll get back 9 silver and 7 copper pieces change.
Okay. I'm gonna give him a gold piece then.
Okay. And you get your change back of...
Where does it have written down though the currency? I don't see it.
It's in equipment.
It's in equipment. It's in little boxes. The tankard you have before you is a heavy, pitch black looking stout. Do you give it a drink?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna carry it to the table and sit down with everybody.
Okay, we're gonna go and sit down with it. That's fine.
Yeah, okay.
So, which on that point, then turns to Kamir and Vanto.
Alright.
What can I get you?
I'd like to order an ale, please.
Aye, any specific brand or?
What have you got?
Well, we've got the lassie just got a Tangier Stout. We have some Old One Eye. It's a bit of a hotter drink, that one. We've got the King's Ale. And if you've got the coin for it, we do have some Bugmans.
One Eye sounds good, thanks.
So, which one would you like?
The One Eye, please.
Old One Eye, alright. Goes and gets tankard, pours you out from one of the big barrels. Place on the table, that'll be a copper piece for that one.
No worries. So, you wouldn't happen to know a man by the name of Marshonix Dusay?
A man?
Dusay.
A man called... Oh!
Say man.
Oh! You mean the Marchioness de Sade? You and your friends looking for the Marchioness?
Yes, we are.
Yes, sir, we are.
Right. Right. I'll get you all drinks, and then I'll then go and let her know that you're here to see her.
Oh, thank you so very much, sir.
That'll be a copper piece for your Old One Eye.
Yeah.
Looks over to Opalzine. Can I get you anything?
Well, I'm not much of a drinker, but I was wondering, do you do mild trade with your drinks?
Depends on what you're intending to trade, lassie.
Well, maybe this, and she holds up, this cask of ale, it's El Ministers, is that right?
Which he looks at the cask you have, like, you got Elminsters.
Yes, sir.
Aye, you got a cask of it.
Yes, sir.
Aye, I can definitely do a trade. I can do a tab for you if you'd like.
I would prefer some coin, actually. I'm going to start on an adventure where I need to pay some people, so just a little bit more extra coin might be more up my alley.
Okay, do a persuasion roll, please.
Okay.
Doesn't want to give us coin. I'd like to ask something to the bartender later.
That's right.
Oh, stupid thing. stay. Oh, it keeps rolling. Okay, hold on. Flat surface. 20. So 20 plus
Okay.
6 is 26.
He looks at you for a moment and he sort of scratches his mutton chops and goes like, I don't normally trade alcohol for money in that sense. It's normally the other way around. But it is Elminster's choice. And that's a really nice one. So I might be able to get something out of it. So tell you what, I can do you 5 silver pieces for the cask.
That would be wonderful. Thank you so very much.
Right. Offers you to put the cask on the side and then he slides across 5 silver pieces.
She persuaded him with the big boobs.
Worth checking as well. What change do I have from the buying the
copper piece, wasn't it?
Yep.
What did you give him? A gold piece?
Yep.
You would have 9 silver pieces and 9 copper pieces back from that gold.
So I need to put an SP 5.
Yes. Yep, you get
Okay.
5 XP.
And
He
then
looks to Mina. He's like, what can I get for you, lassie?
Oh, just have a stout.
I'd like a stout, would you like? Would you like the same thing as your friend there, the Tangiers?
That'd be just fine.
Okay, he turns and pours out a drink, and he goes like, 3 copper pieces then, lass.
There you go. Here's a gold piece.
Thank you very much, and he gets you a change of 9 silver pieces and 7 copper pieces. And then turns and looks at Mori and is like, what can I get for you? You look like you need something to put some flesh on your bones.
Rip.
Nah, mate.
You look a little bit thin, that's all.
I'd actually like
some.
some.
What would you like?
I'd actually like some information. She leans closer so that no one can hear you.
Okay,
Have
what
you
do you want?
have you heard of someone called Thanatos?
Thanatos? No.
Is he-
No, I
No.
can't say I do. No. No, sorry.
Ooh,
With a
you
sigh
might.
of relief, she thanks the barman and goes join the rest of them on the table.
Oh, you could have maybe rolled to see if he was lying to you.
You can,
Oh, can I do that?
Insight check?
Yes. I have to roll the 20.
Roll the d20 and add your insight to it.
I don't have anything on insight.
Okay, so just roll the d20 and tell me what you get.
13.
No, he seems to be telling the truth to you. As he doesn't there's no recognition going across his face when you mention the name.
Okay. Then
Worth a
I'll
shot.
just... Thanks.
As everyone sits at the table, Hoot and Cordelia eventually join the group. Hoot and Cordelia, are you going to get some drinks, or...?
I'm good.
Nah,
I'm just,
Hoot
I'm already
decides
love
to
drunk.
save her money.
You're love drunk.
Also,
great.
after the disappointment, she just she's happy but also disappointed at the same time, so she just skips the drink.
Okay, so Cordelia, are you getting drinks? Cordelia, are you getting drinks?
Nah, she's love drunk.
Okay, she loved drunk, so she goes to sit at the table. And a couple of minutes go by, so while you're doing that, everyone roll perception, just to see if you hear anything while you're in the tavern. Run!
Alright.
Ooh!
God damn it.
Also,
Right,
also, hold on. Poot needs to go to the bathroom real fast.
who can run to the bathroom real fucking quick?
That's a 14.
Alright, so 1 second, so I'll just write down who's got what. So, Muddy,
Yeah.
what have you got?
I can't drink. I guess
No,
I'll just talk.
Perception, roll perception. I told you to roll perception. What have you got?
17.
17, thank you. Mina,
Oh, I got 20.
20.
Ooh.
Opalzine?
Unfortunately, only 14.
Okay. Vanta?
I'm drinking my beer. I got an 8. I said beer.
Focused
Ale.
on the brew. Either focused on the brew or focused on Opalzine's assets.
Oh,
You know
this was gonna happen.
Sip.
Hang on. Cordelia, what do you get?
I got a 14 and a 5 for
Okey-dokey.
perception. That is a 19.
Nice.
Ooh, that's
Markov.
I have got a 9, and with my modifiers, that is a 12.
That was a 12. Okay, Archiato.
I got a 17.
Cool. And Poot currently peeing somewhere, so Poot won't be available for this. So Vanto doesn't really pick anything up. Just focusing on better assets and a long tall drink. Markov, you can't really. Markov and Opalzine again don't particularly pick anything up because they're trying to hear over the hubbub. But the interesting thing that can be heard in one of the tables by Mori, Mina, Cordelia, and Archiata is a bunch of guys sat around a table basically going, "There's queer times over at Mornhorn at the moment. Aye, yeah, someone's taken over the town as new mayorship recently. There's a strange woman in black. She's very a bit queer as folk, and it's like something, aye, I recall tales. She's got this strange mechanical beast with her at all times. Aye.
Poot's back!
And yeah, it's really strange. She's got the beast's almost like this sort of mechanical sort of saber-toothed cat. If I sort of calling this, aye.
Oh my god.
She's supposed to be
Aye.
like she's this big sort of talented-looking lady with long blonde hair and strange complexion, but she's taken over, and I don't know what happened to the old mare, old Harry Pike. Aye, strange times. Aye.
So many eyes.
So you those who heard that overhear this conversation, which is odd as far as you're concerned. So,
Mornhorn
but
is on the other side of the island
it's on
completely.
the complete other side of the island. It is technically parallel.
Oh, fuck. Fucking Skype, stop glitching! Stop!
Yeah, it is actually completely parallel to where you are in like 9 days non-stop travel and 6.5 days by boat. If you're going from the nearest city.
Out of curiosity, since Poot is now back from the bathroom, do you need to know what I rolled on the perception check?
Yes, I do.
I rolled a nat 20 plus a modifier.
Okay, you overhear this long conversation about guys who mostly consist of aye. But they're talking about this strange woman in black has taken over the town of Mornhorn. She's got this weird mechanical beastie with her, it looks like a saber-toothed cat. And aye, she's in all black, and she's got great assets and like long blonde hair, and it's very weird. Aye.
Oh no!
Poot nods and goes, aye.
But who is this strange golden woman? Does anybody know anything about it in this table?
I'm sorry, what are you talking about?
We haven't had this conversation. These men and are talking about this blonde woman with the mechanical beast who overtook this city called Martha, I think.
Opalzine's face just sort of drops
Opalzine,
instantly.
Do you know something about it?
Do you know something about this?
Let me do my intelligence check and see if I do. Where's my intelligence? Where is it? A, B, C, D, insight, intimidation, investigation. Where's intelligence?
It's your straight up actual intelligence score.
Oh shit. Okay, that's 18. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah, there's no doubt. There's only one person who would have that sort of appearance of blonde hair, dark dress, assets, and mechanically minded.
Assets.
It has to be Holly,
Holly.
your big sister.
Oh no.
Holly.
She's my eldest sister.
What?
She's always been a little. What's the word for not trying to be rude? Okay, she's always been a little snobby. I just can't believe that she'd take over an entire town, though.
That's family for you.
I do the
Then
same.
this is more imperative that I go and rescue my family immediately.
Which, at that moment, the barman comes over to the table and says, "You wanted to see the Marchioness.
Ah, yes.
Follow me, all of you, real quickly."
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Right.
Turns and he leads you, all of you, to a back room.
I don't. Stranger danger.
Oh no.
I know. As you reach the back room, you are met with a darkened room. So all the candles have been knocked out, and the only light coming in is just from the main barroom itself. And there's clearly a figure of a woman in a long red and black dress, with flowing white hair, gloves upon her face, and wearing a mask over their face.
Pardon me, are you the,
I am the
the-
Marchioness Dussard, that is correct.
we were sent here by a drow that we've come across named Mike, how do you say your name again?
Myathiel Shavrak Nilo.
Maestrio Shavrak Nilo.
She said you got some job for us.
Insight check, everyone.
Oh yay! And then
Insight check.
16!
So, 1 second.
Oh, it keeps rolling.
Ugh.
That surface.
I
Does
rolled a
anyone
bad
read-
one.
A nat 1, oh god, you can't read a jack shit. You're not good at
13.
But I
Right,
have
so-
like insight, right? So
12 plus 3.
3.
I'm
That's a
at
4.
15.
So that anyone
I've
above
got
15,
19.
I have a
17.
15.
I got a.
Wait. What?
insight check. Anyone above a 15.
17.
Aye, 60.
19.
Okay, those got above 15, even though they're wearing a mask, so all you can really see is their body movements instead of their facial movements. You can see a slight twitch of their head as they recognize the name, and it's clearly someone they definitely do know, and they go, "I see. And they sent you for work, was it?"
Yep.
Yes.
Well,
Is it okay if Poot repeats the words of the woman to the Marchioness?
okay, you perfectly mimic what Myathiel Shavrak Nilo said, which causes the Marchioness to look at Poot while they are reciting it, and then nods her head and goes, "Well, at least I know you're telling the truth."
Yay!
I guess our
Yes.
mimic companion comes in handy.
Yes, I think I can help you there. I might be even willing to fund you for a while if you need it, but I will need you to perform a small job for me first, as requested.
What kind of job?
Nothing difficult, I assure you. Nothing that I assume such mighty individuals as you can't undertake. In the mountains, not east of here, between here and Zarvel, there's a little abandoned fort buried into the mountain. It's unfortunately been taken over by goblins. Much to my annoyance. The goblins are not my priority. My priority is what is inside that fort. There is a book. It will be the only book of any worth that you'll notice. Get that book for me. Possibly deal with the goblin scourge. And Maybe. We'll start paying you and getting you more money and help. How does that sound?
Sounds good to me.
Poot
Easy
pumps.
lemon squeezy.
Poot kind of looks herself upside down, up and down, and like puffs out her chest and repeats the word mighty.
You said this was at Fort Senir?
No.
Oh.
It is a unnamed fort. It has been a fort for a very, very long time. It's in the mountains between here and Zarbel,
Ah.
just north of Fort Narthor's current location.
Alrighty.
Markov ponders this for a moment before nodding. Yes, I would be willing to go this path.
Wonderful. Anyone else alright with this?
I'm cool.
Yes.
And
Is there a place? Do you know if there is a place in town, perhaps, where if we mention your name, we can get some discounts for this journey?
You can hear a slight chuckle from behind the mask. Tell you what. If you require any equipment in the town, go and do so and ask for it to be placed on the tab of the Marchioness du Sade. She
thank
reaches
you.
to her dress, near her breasts, pulls out a slip of paper, and holds it forth and goes, "This will be my writ of affidavit. It can only be used in this town, though.
Writ of what?
Nice.
Affidavit.
How do you spell that?
Affidit. I'm probably
AFF.
butchering how it's supposed to be said, but
AFF.
IDIT.
IDIT. Affidavit. Yeah.
She's holding it out.
Opalzine will take it since she asked and bow. Thank you so very much.
The
We can-
payment for this job will be 10 gold pieces per person, and any treasure you take from the location is yours to keep.
Okay.
So,
Neat. Nice.
And if you can complete this job and complete it well, then I will have more jobs for you in future and perhaps some bonuses for you.
Yeesh.
Thank you. I must ask, just as curiosity, are you doing this because, and then she's going to speak in Undercommon, because you are also a drow?
Okay, the head looks at you and responds in Undercommon. Just because I'm a drow doesn't mean I have to do this. But I look after my own.
And then I respond, thank you very much, then. It's been a pleasure. And then I go back to speaking Uncommon.
For everyone else, all you've heard is just very angry-sounding German.
What the fuck were you two talking about?
Oh god, we're gonna die, aren't we?
Please don't start a fight. We already got in trouble for one. I don't want another.
No, I was just simply asking a question that I thought, would be better in private. But don't worry, everything is fine, isn't it?
Oh,
Poot,
Can't trust you.
Poot is still beaming about being called mighty, so it's fine.
I like this bird. Gently pats
So,
Poot's face.
is there anything I can do to help any of you?
Yeah.
I think that'll be all.
Wait!
Thank you.
Wait!
What?
Poot has a question. She repeats kind of like the same thing she went with the dwarf and trying to get her point across, and like also throwing in a lot of frantic hammering sounds and like blacksmith sounds, trying to get the point across.
As everyone watches Poot frantically making the sounds that would be heard from a blacksmith and other bits and pieces that come from it, which seems very odd, the Marchioness sort of cocks their head to the side and then goes, "I don't think I know what you're looking for fully. Having said that, if you complete this job for me, I'll certainly talk to my contacts to give you a hand there.
Puffs up and nods and thanks her a lot.
Mori asks the same question, but discreetly, so that no one can hear.
Okay, so you go up and ask privately, do you know about Thanatos?
Do you know where he is?
Which she looks at and goes, oh yes.
Mori freezes. Where is he?
Well, complete this job and I'll tell you.
She backs off slowly and just nods and thankfully.
Okay. She looks to Mina.
Any word of the Evershires?
Are they the family from Zarvel?
Yes, they are.
I'm not quite up to date on it, but I am certain that I can ask around if you complete this job.
Okay, thank you.
And she looks to Kamir and Vanto.
Sorry, babe. I already got my eyes set on someone.
Why would you call them a baby? That is so rude.
The figure just sort of...
Hun, when we get the chance, you're getting educated.
It's
That's
educated.
Reach the dead guy's chuckle.
You have
Oh no.
Oh no!
You have spirit, tiefling. I like you.
Hi, Mama.
Hey, Mummy.
Kamira chuckles, gives a wink.
Kamira, please do an insight check.
Insight check. 14.
You noticed that when she said she referred to you as tiefling.
Oh. Yeah.
She saw past the illusion.
Oh my god.
Fuck. Did she see I'm a skeleton?
You don't know.
Oh my god.
She then turns and looks at Cordelia.
I'm all good, Mistress.
That's quite right. And then looks at Markov. Anything I
Yes,
can help you with?
Has it noble of halfling descent passed through here lately? That a rather racist little thing.
Oh, it doesn't sound familiar as local, but I'm certain I can find someone like that quickly.
Thank you, ma'am.
Again, if you complete the job.
Okay. Then let's go, buddies!
And one
Well,
last
hold
thing,
on.
she looks at Arcato and goes, and you?
Do you know of any cucumber, apple, or otherwise fruit and vegetable farms around here?
Though you can't see her face, there is certainly an air of confusion. Before she says, yes.
That
Not
farm
the-
of citrus?
I don't know of any local citrus farms, no. But cucumber, there's something that grows cucumbers and other marrows just north of here in the hills.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, she looks around.
Rob, you listening? This is when the campaign delves into chaos.
So she takes one look around and is like, unless anyone has anything else.
I
don't
would
take me
just
to
like
team.
to say again, thank you so very much.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you,
Cheers.
Mistress.
Thank you very much.
Good, now don't let me detain you.
Yes. Let's go buy free shit.
Let's go back upstairs.
We have work to do.
Poot walks with everybody, but like there's like swagger in her step, and she's just beaming at herself, going mighty.
Mori gently pats at Poop's head. Yes, you
She
are.
fluffs up. Oh, blushing.
So, is there anything anyone wants to do now at this point? It is late afternoon, getting into early evening.
I want
Um,
far
suggest-
first down.
It's
I make a
7
suggestion
a.m.
that we go back to that table I picked out earlier and discuss what we're going to do next.
I got an idea.
Let's go buy. Let's go shopping.
Well, here, I was like, Ezra might have to go to sleep soon.
No, that's why I'm just doing what does people want to have done, and I'm going to wrap it up in a second. That's what I'm asking. Is
I'm
there
Well, I
good
think-
for another hour or so, but then
Yeah.
I need to go the fuck to sleep.
No, that's why I'm asking. So, is there anything the party wants to particularly do, or will we presume that people will attempt to go to rest?
I think finding an inn to sleep
You are
in.
in an inn.
Oh, I thought this was a tavern.
Yes, it's the same thing.
Ugh.
Oh, okay. So, do you
In-
want us to buy our rooms first before
You
we?
would have to buy your rooms, yes.
Okay.
Which I will just, to speed up things, I will just get up the appropriate page and tell you the price.
Yep.
Food, drinks, and lodgings. It's 5 silver pieces a head for a night.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, luckily I made that with my selling of my
Mm-hmm.
ale.
So, if everyone wants to buy a room, then it's 5
Yep.
silver pieces a head.
Do they have rooms where it'd be cheaper if one person sleeps or 2 people sleep in one room?
If 2 people sleep in one room, like there are rooms that can be shared, it would still be 5 silver pieces between those 2 people.
Oh,
There are only 3 such rooms.
all right.
Can I not sleep and just
It's per head.
go around
Hey,
the
can
city?
I get a room with Opalzine?
Might I ask why?
Aren't you catching what I'm laying down?
Your head.
You did not toss anything to lay down.
This is gonna be a long adventure.
It shall.
Oh lord.
Whoever wants to share, I don't really care.
I'll share.
Can I take a room with Poot?
Do something.
Yes, you can.
Yeah!
Friends!
It will be presumed that everyone takes a rest, and after the long day you've had of narrowly being executed, escaping from some ungodly astral guard.
Oh, I'm okay.
What?
Well, I was just like, could we use? I'm just trying to figure out ways to save coin. Could we use the Marchioness's the?
We
affidavit
want to use that for
to get-
equipment.
Oh, true. Okay, yeah. Healing potions and stuff. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Continue, Angela. Sorry.
It's alright. With that, everyone takes rooms, and if people are sharing rooms or not sharing rooms, be sure to write it in the little my little text box in Skype so I know who's where and doing what.
I will share a room with. Make sure I get this name right. Kimirum.
So,
Kimirum. Yeah.
okay, as I said, so everyone takes the way to bed, realizing that this is too long, tiring, and we need to get some rest. And I guess we're all together now, because this is the way things are. But so, what happens next, and what happens when you go on your next big adventure to recover this book from this long abandoned fort? Well, that will be a story for next time.